All right, so I'm with New Left and Abacat here. Might get some more people joining, like Angels, perhaps, if the time continues allows it. So after the sorry about that. Well, after the wedding that we've been bombarded by the media, I thought we should discuss the future of the monarchy, which is
Oh yeah,
quite
appropriate day.
a lightly discussed topic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Quite ignored as well. Like the media completely shilled towards the monarchy. I, mean, I think in terms of the main media, the news channels as well. I think the only one that said anything.
Yeah, was it something
Jessica was all too.
about the shooting in America where it was only covered for like a minute? It's like, oh, there's a shooting in America now. Back to the monarchy.
There was a plane crash in Cuba yesterday as well.
I've still not heard anything about that.
Yeah, a couple of people died. There were like 2 survivors. I heard. And
was it a liner?
Boeing something. I don't know much about aircraft, but
no, so it's quite a few passengers then.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, see, they haven't talked about that. I mean, every time I've turned it on, I just turned it on a little while ago to look at the news, and it's all Windsor.
Well, yeah,
re-showing bits and that.
Well, I think they use it as a distraction. You know, if you look around at you, look at the chaos in this country. What a good way to say distract everyone to show the monarchy. But the monarchy is the symbolism of privilege in this country.
Well, that's what annoys me. Yeah.
It is because they got 30 million from the taxpayers, right? And what happens to the homeless on the streets? They kicked them off basically. Take their belongings. Get kicked off the streets.
Yeah.
Now, what we should have done is give that 30 million to them instead of for the wedding. We should have funded themselves because without taxpayers' money, they could have funded it. Both families have enough money.
Yeah, I mean, it just the money they spend on the royal wedding.
Yeah.
And you know, just on their dresses and God knows what else, it could pay for how many families to live for a year?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And Cameron, you said what, 600 grand
for a dress?
I mean, like my parents are looking for a new house, a bigger house than we are currently, and their max is 500 grand. And I mean, that's ridiculous. Like a house or a dress, you know?
Yeah, and the taxpayer is paying 300,000 of that. I mean. Yeah, you know, it looks like it was a nice dress, but 600,000 for that dress. It's like it should be solid gold.
Yeah, imagine all the stuff I could do with 600 grand.
What is it? Yeah, they're showing glamour, aren't they? Showing bit to the world. Oh, this is brilliant. Look at the royals.
Yeah,
bit of tourism. But it's the whitewashing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because you can see what the homeless.
Yeah, I mean, with 600 grand, it's ridiculous. Like,
well, I mean,
you distract the public.
Yeah, you think how much they pay one pensioner a year.
Yeah.
And then divide that into the cost of the royal wedding. It's, you know, it shows you how people, because pensioners live on that amount of money, so you don't have to be a pensioner to live on that amount of money. It's livable on.
Yeah.
So therefore, the people who haven't got anything could all live for a year. You know, it's just, it's sick in a way. I think it's sick.
But it's just, and people... the people are sort of shilling for them like ordinary civilians, you know, thinking, oh, it's so amazing, and they don't realise what their money's being used for, you know.
Well, they don't, but I just think, why, you know, it's wrong. There's something wrong with society when that number of people have got that much wealth.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, and apparently they're only paying taxes voluntary because the Queen agreed to it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I think the Queen's actually the first monarch to actually vote as well. But
what, she's voted?
Yeah, I think she's the first one to do it.
When did she vote?
I don't know.
I didn't think she voted because she has to, you know, she's has to be shown to be completely independent.
Hmm.
Oh, so
And
I
and
suppose.
it's like because the prime minister has weekly meetings with the queen, and she has to be impartial, I think.
Yeah, she's not supposed to give an opinion, is she? She's supposed to advise
Yeah.
if it's something that she knows about, but not sort of say, yes,
Oh,
you
you
should
got to
do
do
this,
this,
you
or
shouldn't do that.
Well, this
Yeah,
is the thing about impartial. Now, a lot of people said during the Queen's speech, right? Remember her hat in the Queen's speech? She was shaped like a EU flag.
oh
yeah,
yeah, that's the one.
A lot of people
yeah,
saying that she was being impartial. Then she was doing it on purpose.
yeah. But I mean, it was just that it was that sort of colour, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, because why I brought it up because there's been allegations that she's not impartial. Now, another
Yeah.
example is during the Scottish referendum. There were parts saying she were strongly against it in private.
I mean, I'm sure she obviously does have opinions,
Mm.
and she must be in the position that she can have more knowledge than a heck of a lot of other people because she's seen it all. She's been there and she sees all the private papers and
Oh
knows
yeah, yeah.
most things, doesn't
Well,
she?
yeah, her first prime minister was Churchill. Let's put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many prime ministers has he been through? 14 or something?
Something like that.
yeah, something like
Well,
that.
we've
She
seen a
came,
lot. From
yeah,
Churchill to May, she's seen a lot.
yeah. Would she have been Wilson? Yeah, I think Wilson. She was there, wasn't she? Because it was
Yeah,
she came about 1954, something like that.
Yeah,
She was
53.
married.
yeah.
Yeah,
She saw so basically she saw everyone after Churchill's second go of it as prime minister. So because
yeah,
Churchill came back in the 50s.
yeah, yeah. But it wasn't for very long, was it? It was only very short.
Yeah.
I think it might have been something like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's a bit
Yeah.
more than that, I think.
Was it more than that?
Yeah. It was a couple of
Yeah.
years.
Oh, was it? What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. But getting back to the royals, I just think, the news and that, they sit there and say, oh, how marvellous she looks and blah, blah, blah. But anyone, if they got that sort of money, can look.
Yeah.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's breaking news. Someone's getting married.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. How he's not in direct succession as well.
Yeah.
Which
I
makes
mean,
it more
it's
ridiculous.
there's more important things in the world to be reporting on than a marriage,
It is.
Well, I think so. It was interesting, though, that when you looked at the demographics in the church, it was certainly different than it would have been at any of the other weddings. Most of the other weddings, the only time you would have seen black faces
Yeah.
were from Commonwealth country leaders and things like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And maybe the odd
This
other
thing,
one, but
that's the
it
thing
was
about it,
quite
isn't it?
motivational.
Yeah, that's the thing about the wedding. It's very, very different. It's very revolutionary in some factors because of that.
Well, it is,
Whereas
yeah,
if I was married to a mixed race woman, well, never.
yeah,
Yeah.
Not this royal
yeah.
family. That's
Well,
what
they
makes it very interesting
it
to a lot of
does,
people.
doesn't it? Because it was like on the news they had this preacher that was there.
Hmm.
Have you
Yeah,
seen the news? And
I heard.
he's an American, and he was a real evangelical, and you could see the looks on sort of some of the royal family. They were trying not to laugh.
Yeah, it was American apparently. That's over.
Yeah, and it was very much that style. They were showing it on Sky News, and
Yeah,
he was very much sort of, loud sort of thing. But I thought, well, that's different. They haven't had that before, and the fact that they had not a spiritualist choir. What do you call, the choir they had? They showed that as well. which was, you know, sort of American spiritual type thingy. There's a word for it. I can't think what it is. Anyway,
You know,
so they had that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it at all, so I wouldn't know what happened there.
Well,
No,
I just
I didn't
saw the
watch it
quick.
either.
I didn't
Better
watch
things
their
to do.
wedding, but I saw it on the news. And they give you sort of a quick fix if you watch it that way, don't they?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
will
still
this
still
get more?
wrong.
Will this get more total views than William and Kate's wedding? Or
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't care either.
yeah,
No. I mean, I think he's very popular, isn't he, Harry? Because he's, you know, he's like his mum. He's a very people person and that.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
that's why I was bringing to my Meghan Markle. Actually, it's not because the that's a Prince Philip anyone like that. It's because of Diana.
yeah, yeah. But
yeah, and
she didn't look, when they showed him doing it, he looked nervous. She didn't at all. And I suppose being
yeah,
an
but
actress, she's used
oh
to
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, she's used to being everyone looking at her and cameras and
Oh yeah,
all that, whereas someone like Diana didn't. But I still don't think, even though it's more modern, and I've got no objection if he wants to marry her. But why have we got to, you know, why has it got to be on TV?
Because no, the to extent likes a little ceremony, likes a little distraction. That's what I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. It's a distraction. I mean, that's
yeah,
there's loads of stuff going on in the world, and
yeah.
why else would this media show it to it? Everyone's talking about it, but no. I saw a poll basically that 57% of the population doesn't care about it at all.
No, it's only a certain percentage.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Sort
So
of.
it's so overplayed. But the only reason I would have cared if you got a bank holiday, but no, so on a Saturday.
yeah, that's the
So
thing. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm at uni anyway, so it won't make a difference.
The only people that object, I think, are the ones that it was the FA Cup, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Champy said.
yeah,
Yeah, because that's on. I think it's Man United versus Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, because Champy's a Chelsea fan, so
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
two
I know.
scum teams, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know George is a Chelsea fan too. So
Well, my daughter's ex-partner was Man United, so the boys sort of follow Man United. Not that the
okay.
little one knows what he's following, really, but he says he follows them.
yeah. No, I'm not into football either, so I just much rather do the stream instead.
Yeah, I like football if it's like England playing or Australia.
Yeah,
But the other one, I mean, that's another thing.
yeah,
Which
the Premier
we can
League,
discuss.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we
look at
discuss the fact that they, you know, football teams aren't really local football teams anymore, are they? They're
No.
half of them are Europeans.
Oh yeah, no, because I know it's James and Stizer are big on football as well. Actually, they're probably the biggest out of all of us, out of all of our group.
Yeah, but I think it should go back to when, you know, if you were a West Ham player, you came from around that area.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, it's all about money and contracts, isn't it?
Yeah, and not just a little bit. Again, this is another subject for debate. Why should a football player be paid however many million they get?
Yeah. All it
yeah.
is just kicking a ball around a pitch. That's it.
Well,
Yeah,
right, Angels, right? I'm gonna set another link. It should work.
Oh, he sent like 6 links and she replied 6 times.
well, if she was at Paddy, is she going on the
Yeah, yeah. And she's
Euro
traveling. Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
She's
Euro
enjoying
stuff?
her free movement. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy it while it lasts. Anyway.
Yeah, well, it just shows you if you've got free movement, you can't use Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Oh, but then they'll say, "Oh, the mobile roaming charges."
Yeah, they won't like that, will they?
Yeah. Because there was
well.
something about the European area, the European tech area, or something like that. They're not going to be part of that because it's a single market. So
Yeah, there was. Did you see one of the special committees? I think it was select committees, not special committees. Had
yeah,
that the other day.
no,
It was on. They broadcast it on Parliament Channel,
okay.
and the majority of them want to stay as close in as they can because of the tech.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what my generation, and well, I think I've told you this before. Like, I met someone when I was final year of A levels when I switched to leave. I met someone who told me they voted Remain because they wanted to keep mobile roaming charges.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I've actually seen that a few times on Twitter where people have said if
oh,
we leave, we'll lose that.
yeah. I heard people say that as well. With the vote to EU again, but
yeah,
right, well, people say that all the time.
yeah.
I don't know how say this thing works about charging people differently from across the world. Well,
Yeah.
your mobile phone, but I'm sure there can be a way around it.
But
Yeah.
it must be, mustn't it?
What is infrastructure with Australia leaving the EU that to be going to be charged extra for making phone calls? This is what I try.
I don't know.
I
The
don't
thing
know
is,
much about this
it's already
subject,
in law
so
though. It's part of the Great Repeal Bill, isn't it? It's in law, so
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
was wondering
only
about it.
recent times that, like the last couple of years, I think, that they actually dropped roaming charges, wasn't it?
yeah.
I
It was.
know.
No, they've been planning it for years at this point, though, and
Yeah.
they've delayed and delayed and delayed.
Yeah, but I can't see what difference does it make whether you're in the EU or not.
Yeah,
If the company that we belong to here,
yeah,
I suppose are they going to be charged? Well, the thing is, if they're going to be
yeah,
charged when they go to Europe, we can
yeah,
charge everybody that comes here.
yeah. That's true. And I mean, like, I know phone companies. Well, my contract with Three, I get free roaming to like countries outside the EU, like Australia, America, Brazil, a few others like that. So
Yeah.
you can have arrangements like that, but I don't know why people say we can't have it.
No, well,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
would just be bloody minded, wouldn't it, by
Yeah,
the EU if they did say you can't. But then it's just spiting their own
yeah,
face
but then
because,
they'll be like, oh, you're not going to get our money because people won't visit you either.
well, that's it. But not only that, like I said, if all the Europeans come over here, which
Yeah,
they do, and
yeah,
that's not, they're not suddenly going to stop coming on holiday, are they?
no,
So they're going to come over, and we're going to charge them.
yeah.
Well,
You
well,
know,
well look,
Yeah, it's a two-way street. It's like people are talking about trade and if they're going to put up tariffs, then if they're going to do that, then we should do it too.
well, exactly. There's no reason why we can't. It's what's good for one.
Yeah.
And we'd be so much better off because we won't have that huge deficit in trade that we've got since we're in the
Yeah, and
EU.
that's what. Going back to John Mills, like Cameron likes to talk about his stuff, and that's one of his not trade as much, but he has a lot of stuff when it comes to the deficit and all that. When it comes to like manufacturing and all that.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, Abuka, what do you think about the monarchy? Would you get rid of it? Let's say it's a referendum. Would you vote to get rid of the monarchy?
Not unless somebody brought in a really good alternative.
Well,
I vote to definitely modernise the monarchy, but if you've got a queen and somebody kills her, assassinates her,
Yeah,
you've got no choice in who then takes over because it's the next in succession.
yeah,
Whereas when you've got a president,
yeah,
you can have, you can look at America, there's been assassinations or, Kennedy and one thing another because there's a political will who goes in next.
hmm.
And also, who would you have to replace them? I can't think of anybody I'd want as
No,
head of
exactly.
state.
but it's the thing. If you look at the succession, you get Charles now. Does anyone want Charles?
No.
No.
Exactly. Which is why a
Yeah.
potential solution is like a Malaysian style system, which you have an elected monarchy.
Yeah, I think there should be law of succession, but we should then have to say whether we actually want that person or not.
So
Yeah,
like
we
in
should have a
Malaysia,
referendum on it, maybe.
well, that's the Malaysian system that let them on it. But another solution is that, well, if you no, one big question is that what we have for the head of state, what would it be like? Well, we could have it the same powers that the Queen has, but she does have some powers. So that'd be like a German system where the president is does what the Queen is, he's mainly a diplomat, but he has
Yeah,
some minor powers.
Yeah, so like the
yeah,
chancellor is the most powerful person, sort of thing.
yeah,
Well, it won't be a chance with the prime minister, but
Yeah, yeah.
it'd be like that in Germany where the president has next to no power.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The trouble is, it's then if you get somebody that goes in that's got is power hungry.
Look, everybody goes into power hungry.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Queen and the royal family aren't really power hungry because
I,
it's written into the constitution, isn't it?
I won't call him not power hungry. You know, I would definitely call Charles power hungry, even though he's been getting up to.
Well, he's
In
just
the
an
Duchy
idiot.
of Parma and
Yeah. I think every so often one comes along and you don't want them. He's like the run to the family, isn't he?
Hmm.
Or whatever. But I mean, who would you have in? Would
London.
you vote to get rid of the royal family?
Oh, of course there was. I get rid of it.
Yeah, but what would you put in its place?
That's the big question. So
Yeah,
it's not very simple, but whether like a
Or we
German
can
style
open up
president,
Buckingham Palace, like all the rooms for
yeah,
tourism and stuff. Always do that.
we have something like a British Federation, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well, we keep the House Department. We have the House of Lords as a bit of an upper house, but elect, and the Queen will just be replaced by a president, which has the same powers as the Queen, but it's just does instead of the Queen's speech or the President's speech. But that's the same powers, but same owner. But I'm gonna elect him and her.
yeah.
From
But
any
then,
party.
where do they actually come from? You know, who are you going to be allowed to be?
Well, it'd be like a referendum, wouldn't it? It'd be like another election. It'd be candidates.
No, yeah, but I mean, what would be the criteria? Because I wouldn't want a political being there. You're going to want
Well,
somebody that's non-political, aren't you?
Well, everything's political. If the Queen wants, you can. Right, if the right person is a monarch, they can like block bills being passed. They can repeal Parliament actually. Stop a government forming. So there's something they can do. Well, it's a way, but I think a German style president is ideal. How we elect it, it'd be like a general election. You pick candidates like that.
Yeah.
And anyone who pays.
But the thing with the monarchy is it's about culture, isn't it? Really, that's how I'd put it.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
Thomas Paine
who would you have in that, Dan?
Talks about Thomas Paine talks about the national identity being a cloud over our heads, basically, when it comes to the monarchy.
Yeah.
But does the define Britain? I'm gonna say it doesn't. You know, we were basically the first country that cut off the head of a monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 years before the French.
Yeah.
And Britain didn't change much actually when monarchy was gone. You know, we had a kind of a dictator, a Puritan, but culturally, nothing happened, nothing changed.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a king for a while when Cromwell was on. We had a protector, didn't we?
Yeah.
But look at it, you know, there was a war. So I mean, to me, in lots of ways, it's much better to modernise the royal family. So, you know, because that's what's happened in like Denmark and places like that. But I would make them totally self-sufficient. You know, and they're like, they get a retainer or something, I suppose, for their position. But and and allowed to live in Buckingham Palace or whatever.
Yep.
But not with all the pomp and us paying for everything. But it would solve the problem who was then head of state, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a hard...
But the thing is, the monarchy's been around for centuries at this point, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, over a millennia, even. So.
Mind you, look at the number of people that have died because of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you think Henry VIII.
Yeah. And very Tudor, turn or burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Henry VIII wasn't that bad compared to you anyway.
Well, not
we had
unless
Bloody
you were
Mary.
He wasn't that bad unless you were married to him and he got fed up with you. Then then you didn't think much of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
Well, do you know how the monarch came about? It came about by people stealing people's land, basically. It's like no conquest. We're in the bastard. That's what you were called. We're on the bastard before he came.
Yeah.
The monarch. But he came over and took the land of everyone. They stole land from the Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah.
No, they literally exiled all the landowners, basically.
Yeah, the
landowners forced the peasants into slavery.
Yeah.
Which made them serve in the Anglo-Saxon Britain. Every peasant was a free man.
Yeah.
Something else about Anglo-Saxon Britain, which is quite brilliant. We had elected monarchy by the council called the. Now, I can't pronounce it. I'm going to put a link to about it. But we had a council that elected a monarch.
Yeah.
So we had an elected monarch then. So I honestly think the best solution at the moment is to elect monarchy, and we didn't have it in the past. It was quite successful, quite popular.
Yeah. So are you saying the Parliament should elect a monarch, or
not about parliaments?
For the head of every council or something like that.
It was a council called. To me, I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to try to, but it was a council of nobles who elected the monarch. So we had elected monarch once. So we could go like the monarch's actually linked to a party. We can say getting rid of it is actually linked to an Anglo-Saxon past equally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Jack James has a question. Can I ask you a question? If an outright fascist or Stalinist was elected into power, do you think the Queen should stop it?
I wouldn't know. The Queen, she wouldn't. I don't think, because if you try to stop it, she'll get rid of her.
Okay. Oh yeah, because that's the.
Sorry. I didn't realise they were asking me. Hold on, I'm just reading it. Can I ask a question to her? If an outright fascist or Stalinist was elected into power, do you think the Queen should step in? She doesn't have the power, I don't think, to step in, does she?
She technically, I think she does, but she doesn't have the right to use it, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I don't think, because I think it was removed from her, about the same time as she has to ask permission to enter the Parliament, doesn't she? That's what is it the Black Rod is there to stop her entering without permission?
Is that why Dennis Skinner always talks about the Black Rod? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, because he comes up. Oh, when they have I forgot what they call it, but when the Queen comes to Parliament and reads, like the yearly thingamajig, and they all walk up to the door, well, the Black Rod has to knock on it with his mace, and demand access. And I think that all goes back to Charles's time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that she does actually have the power.
She does. She can call elections. She can devote as a parliament if she wanted to. She
Yeah,
can
well,
do it. What
she's
she
signed.
won't. She won't because we get rid of her. If she did,
Yeah, but not only that, she only signs the documents that the government produce. She signs, doesn't she, to
what she can
end.
refuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Potential, but it's not the Queen I'm worried about. It's Charles. It's Charles basically. That's what I'm worried about.
yeah, I think Charles is an absolute idiot that doesn't know what he's doing, and he thinks he's like this radical new lifer, and he's actually a bit of a twit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever read Common Sense by Thomas Paine? That's what I recommend reading about before you get opinion on, give yourself an opinion on the monarchy.
Yeah,
So he was basically an architect of the American Revolution. If he was allowed today, we consider it's the hard left. Um, if you want, I actually read some bits of it. So actually, one thing he actually said was that mankind been originally made equals in all of creation, equal, but could only be destroyed by
yeah, it's supposed to be.
some circumstance. Distinctions of rich and poor may in great measure be accounted for, but and that without resort to the harsh uh, illusion surroundings,
Yeah,
names of oppression and Africa's. I don't even know what that word is, but oppression is often consequence, but seldom and never means of riches. And the other course, I need to look at what that word means.
how do you spell
A
it?
man from
How
being
do how do you spell it?
S-A-P-A. A-B-A, rice.
Yeah,
It's A-B-A and rice.
Avarice. I
Yeah,
bet
I don't know. I actually never
I
seen
don't
that word
think I've
before.
ever heard of that.
Oh, I read this a lot of times, but I never noticed it. But yeah, that's a bit
Yeah,
odd. But what P actually gives is basically summarizes the monarchy. It's a point about egalitarianism. It's the opposite of it. We can't have a system but that we're equal with the monarchy. You know, you can go on further about this actually, because the Queen is actually the biggest landlord on earth. People say she's net worth about 500 million.
well,
You know,
she's certainly one of the richest women.
well, that's actually nonsense because she owns more land than any other one person on earth.
Yeah, but
And
the thing is, they've all got personal holdings.
yeah,
You know
personal
what?
crown, yes, but
Yeah,
some of them in control of the parliament actually. The parliament takes the profits, but she she's still even regardless of the crown lands, which is mainly operated by parliament. She's the
yeah,
largest landowner on earth. She owns more
yeah.
of the land.
She owns, yeah, because it's all come down in trust funds.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And if we'll talk about how the monarchy got it, well, stole it. It came from Anglo-Saxon Britain, and even before
Yeah,
that,
but
if someone had owned land and let's say they wasn't in favour of the monarch just went and took it the land, and that was quite common, and redistributed it, give like small slices to it to all subjects.
yeah,
How the got it is basically being a bunch of folks and stealing it from the peasants.
yeah. Well, if they took a liking to your palace somewhere, they could quite easily ask you to gift it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing people say, no, the crown lands, right? Profit goes to Parliament. There's a big argument against it, but the problem is, um, the crown lands belong to who is the head of state. Now, if the head of state is elected, then it belongs to the monarch anymore. There's one thing, other thing as well.
no, but
Yeah.
crown land.
The means how the monarch got the lands is by stealing it. So why don't we still take it back from with a compulsory purchase and bring it under the state?
Yeah.
instead of just letting the monarch take it back. Because the reason they got it is an inheritance. They didn't earn it. The ounces earn it by stealing it.
Yeah, but then
I
that
didn't know that.
it would be. I mean, there's a lot of people in Ireland and Scotland and landowners now that you could say stole the money,
You
stole the
could. You could.
land, going back.
No, you could. But
Uh,
the thing is, you can't change. Right. You can't really stop that right anymore. Well, the more you can, right. You can make that argument about anyone about. I don't right. Let's put this way. I don't agree with people owning the land that belongs to the earth and belongs to
yeah, well then
various
you
creatures on
have
it.
to
It doesn't.
make that nobody could own it,
The
couldn't
idea of
you?
people owning land is a man-made construct.
Yeah.
I don't actually don't unless agricultural land. I don't agree with owning it. If it's some wood somewhere, no one should own it. It's actually principle. I would know.
Yeah, trouble is if you haven't got an owner of land, it tends to get untended.
No, right. It doesn't. It's public land. We do have land like that in this country. The council does it. Local authority actually looks after it.
Yeah, but if every piece of land was unowned and nobody had a right to profit from it,
No, that's a good thing. We leave it to what leave it to the animals and the wildlife who lives there.
well, I'd
We should
like
leave it
that. I mean,
alone.
yeah,
Unless you've got a put
but
on it, let's leave it. That's what we
yeah,
should
but
do. Leave it to
if
nature.
you did that, eventually people couldn't survive because it would just all get unfarmable.
No,
You've
it
got to
won't. It
have
won't.
the food.
So the exception was agricultural land.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
That's what I said. Anything
Yeah,
that produces food, leave it.
right. Yeah, no, yeah,
Unless
I
you've got
didn't
no
hear
space
you
to build
say.
houses, leave it.
Yeah. Oh, Jack James says in the slide chat, I looked up, yes, the Queen has a legal power to remove a Prime Minister, and she could also block laws being passed as well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I
That's what I
know
said earlier.
certainly it was the Governor General as I said before, in Australia that removed Gough Whitlam, but then they changed the law so they can no longer do that.
Yeah.
But just getting back to Jack's point too, that he says if it was an outright fascist or Stalinist was elected, should the Queen step in? Well, who's to say an outright fascist or Stalinist? I'm not saying they wouldn't be bad, but who makes the decision that they're bad?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's subjective, but you'd have to have the Queen wouldn't just sit there and say, "Oh, he's a Stalinist. I don't like him. Remove him." It wouldn't work like that, would it?
Yeah.
And I think there are. Well, certainly, like I said, they changed the law in Australia. I don't know whether they changed it here because I wasn't around. But the Queen can no longer do that in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, in Australia, it's a strong Republican movement over there. Unlike over
Yeah, well,
here.
they say that it's about 51% at the moment.
In favour.
Yeah, in favour of a republic when the Queen dies, if Harry goes in. But
okay.
going back to what you said, if it was one of the younger royals, they reckon that could be a different figure. So if Charles if Charles for some reason wasn't going to inherit and it went straight to William or Harry, then that could be lower. People might be happy for a younger, more modern royal, whereas they really hated Charles over Diana. It was a very big thing.
Yeah, because then they think, oh, he's more progressive, I guess, that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, they really, when Diana died, I think Australians were more anti-Charles than the British were.
Yeah, because Cameron, aren't there all these conspiracy theories about Diana? That
yes.
she died?
Yeah.
I've been talking about a few people actually who trying to say they were trying to kill Meghan Markle off, like Diana. Now, wasn't Diana going out with like an Arab or something like that? That's what I heard.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was with what's his name? His father owned Harrods. She was going at she was going Jodie. Oh, not Jodie. Oh, you know the guy that owned Harrods,
Yeah.
and it was his son that Diana, and they thought she was going to get engaged to him. And
Oh okay.
what they said was that, you know, when it crashed in the tunnel, that there was a car that sped off and that it was all done purposely and blah, blah,
Oh wow.
blah.
Yeah. Because
Well,
wasn't it the fact that she wasn't wearing a seatbelt and she normally did?
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah. And
it's weird.
also, they said that they saw somebody, was it on a bike or a car or something, was supposed to have sped off sort of before, you know, after the crash. Oh,
I
that's
didn't
what
know
it
that.
was reported. Yeah, well, that's what they said in Australia when it first happened.
Oh okay.
But it was, you know, the big story over there was that she'd been knocked off because the royal family didn't want her marrying into the other family, which I've got, you know, can't
Oh
remember what
yeah.
his name is. And
Yeah. 'Cause weren't they German and they changed their surnames, didn't they?
Yeah,
what the
that
British
was
royal family, yeah, they were Battenbergs, and well, Philip was Battenberg.
yeah that was
That's
during the
what they
First World
call
War
that.
because
Yeah,
it was people fighting for the monarch, but why would they fight if the monarchy is German? That's people already fighting.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they anglicised its street names and everything in the UK, and also they didn't think because the Germans were so unpopular, they thought the royal family was becoming unpopular, so therefore
Yeah.
they changed the surname, and that's when they chose Windsor.
Oh okay.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. What
I
were they
mean,
called before? What were they
they are
called
very
before they
German.
were Windsor?
Hanover or something
Oh
like that.
okay.
No, Saxe-Coburg was,
Oh yeah, that's the one.
yeah, that he
That's
was
Prince Albert. No, that's
Victoria's
Prince
husband.
Albert's family, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Queen Victoria's husband was Saxe-Coburg, and then Philip was from the Battenbergs
Oh okay.
because you know Lord Mountbatten that got killed.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, his original name was Battenberg, and they changed it to um,
Oh okay. I
Mountbatten.
didn't know that.
Yeah, because Berg is mountain, so that's why it became Mountbatten instead of Batten Mount.
Oh okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean Philip was also Greek. His mother was the Princess of Greece, wasn't she?
Yeah. Another thing about the monarchy, how it exists. Have you heard about a thing called the divine supremacy? Let's think how for centuries, even into the 20th century, how we justified the existence of the monarch that um, God appointed the monarch, and then because God put the monarch there, then the system is divine. So
Oh
the
okay.
God had the barons who kind of quote unquote put there by God, and God put the peasants below.
Oh wow.
And because
Yeah, but
God said it, so
they
it
use
has to be
that
like that.
excuse don't they, time, you know.
Well, yeah, but this is how they kept the monarchy for so long for the ages. Why nobody came against it. Now here, the same thing is saying,
Yeah.
we have no power. They're not doing anything.
Hmm.
And that's me personally that we're not doing anything. We're first there, but
Yeah.
then the idea of monarchy goes against any principle on the left of being socialist about with equality because you're simply just sharing out and believing that somebody should be higher than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that principle why I don't think anyone on left who believes in monarchy is really left wing? It's like you talk about people on the left who are pro EU.
Well, people are on the left, so-called left-wingers, call themselves pro-EU, though.
Well, but they're not really that left wing. Look, I've spoken to them.
Like Blairites, those sorts of things.
Yeah, not really that left.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's hard to be both, but a lot of people reckon they are, isn't it? A lot of people do say they're pro-EU, but they want everyone to be equal.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Well, it does to them.
If you think about it a minute, how these people see these things is that nation states create wars. Now, EU is going to reduce my nation states. It's going to have free borders.
Yeah, United States of Europe.
Sort of an idea that it could be utopian, which is not necessarily the case.
But the thing is with the EU, it's just it sows more division the longer it lasts.
Yeah, I think the thing with getting rid of royalty is that you think of all the countries that have got rid of it, but there's still all these people in those countries wandering around calling themselves Prince whatever or the Duke of whatever, and the royals here and royals that are in other countries that are still sitting as royals, because they're all interrelated, they still recognise them as royals, and they all sort of meet up and.
Well, that's a brilliant example. Look at the Habsburgs, right? The old
Habsburgs.
The old names, basically. Those titles.
Yeah.
They're still considered very royal. They're very not popular in Austria, but they are in Hungary.
Yeah.
They treat like it still, even though they're not exactly royalty.
Yeah, King Constantine of Greece. Because they got rid of the Greek monarchy, but they still you'll see every so often there'll be something, and you'll find that he's been overboard about him, whether he's still alive. But last time I saw anything, it was him and his family. They visit with the royal family.
Yeah.
So although we might get rid of the royalty, royals around the world don't let it die out.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Would be a great compromise there. You're not being head of state anymore, but you can still retain your titles, like the Habsburgs. Now, we still have that link then, won't we, to the past?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do retain it. I mean, the other ones are the Spanish royal family. I mean, they were off the throne for quite a long while, and then they asked Juan Carlos to go back, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they actually had too much trouble when there wasn't a royal family, which is sort of interesting.
Yeah.
And now, and then there's been all that thing about them, because wasn't it the wife or the daughter's husband or someone was up for tax evasion in a Spanish royal family?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there was the final way to get rid of it.
About a year ago, it was reported in the news. It might even be longer than a year, but they didn't fade away. They sort of go and live in exile, and that's what Constantine did. He was hoping he'd get back into Greece, and they often actually work at it, to get back.
Talk about that. There's actually movement. What's that? The Romanov family to get back into Russia.
Yeah.
You talk about the monarchy now. At least we got the Spanish actually, because the Spanish royal family actually get involved in their politics. The Spanish king basically come then what happened in Catalonia, attacked the Catalonian separatists.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting. I'm not getting involved in it. So at least we don't have that. Well, we could if I chose.
Yeah, because it's all about like small lands that a country's own. Because I remember after the referendum, it was how we had a little bit of drama with Gibraltar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. No, we annexed it from Spain so we could control the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah, and didn't they vote like 96% to remain or something? Ridiculously high like that.
It wasn't that high. Something like 70 odd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no,
But then the EU were like, "Oh, give us, you can give us back Gibraltar, yeah." Because
no, what you want actually is just a cliff and a beach. That's it. That's how
yeah, but I think it's in a good position, isn't it? I think that's what
it's in the straight. It's on the straits between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, this is why we took it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a bit like Hong Kong, it was at the time, it was somewhere we wanted so that we could use it as a base for our selling drugs around the world.
What was the thing? What's we odd about this country that we don't know how many people can negotiate trade deals?
Yeah.
Really. But if you look at history, that's how we've done though. The Opium Wars was a war because we couldn't get free trade with China.
Yeah.
We actually fought wars over free trade, and quite interesting we can't don't have a clue about it. Now.
The thing I do wonder is if, the Queen stays out of politics, but knowing how Charles has spoken out on architecture and anything else that takes his fancy, I wonder if he would actually stay out of politics, or would he think it was his duty to?
That's the thing. We don't know.
No.
This is the thing. You can say the Queen hasn't done anything, but what if he gets someone else? This is why we shouldn't take the risk with these things.
Yeah, I mean, like Charles is into blood sports and
yeah. There's one thing as well.
Go shooting. No.
There's one big issue. What are we in this country? Are we citizens?
Yeah.
Technically not. We're British subjects.
Yeah.
Now, what's the definition of subjects?
Well, we're their loyal subject, aren't we? And liegeman or whatever.
What is the definition of subject? That's the question you should ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, subservient.
Yeah.
Subject, yeah.
Well, I think where it falls down, getting back to Charles, is that most people wouldn't accept Camilla as queen.
Oh, the one. This is why that's the best person I've ever recommended on it.
Yeah, I mean that's where I can see problems if he insists on her being queen.
Yeah,
I think he'll have to abdicate.
If I was an anti-monarch leader for the Labour Party, I would say there's no support for this, but I can wait. I can wait the Queen dies and then put this petition because you know what? Not once in our history we had a vote on our constitution on the monarchy. Not once. This is why we should have a referendum if he gets it or not. We never had this debate.
Yeah. But then all the people are like, "Oh, we've had enough referendums already,"
Well, maybe.
No, I agree on referendums on big things like the monarchy and Brexit. I agree on things like that.
There's one issue there. Legally, though, if we don't have a proper bill, if we vote to get rid of the monarchy, technically, we lose Scotland and Northern Ireland. If you don't get a bill saying they have to stay in, the times is UK, but technically we could actually lose Scotland and Northern Ireland legally.
Yeah, I don't know how big a support there is for, there's obviously people that are very pro-monarchy, full stop. So they would probably support Charles because he's the monarch, it wouldn't matter to them that he's a right idiot.
Yeah, there's always people like that, yeah. There's one big issue there. What we're going to get them in the monarchy. What's it going to do to Northern Ireland? And the big thing, what's keeping the unionists, the North of Britain, is the monarchy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought this for quite a bit as well. And technically, look at the law about it. We could actually lose. Not unions of Northern Ireland and Scotland will be void.
Yeah.
Let's do another act. Let's say so.
Because people say, "Oh, we'll do
Continuation after.
Brexit," but I think it's the monarchy that we might lose them over.
Well, if we can put it like in Ireland,
Yeah.
and the big thing about the unionists, would that will go away. Scotland, union crowds were 100 years before the union of Parliament, so I don't think Scotland will actually go.
Yeah,
Legally.
I
But
don't know
Northern Ireland
whether
will.
if the Queen died, whether I can't even say it, Sinn Féin
Sinn Féin, yeah.
would then sort of launch a thing for independence and complete break from the UK.
Well,
Yeah.
we could, but I'm certain it may make Scotland the street of Scotland as issue with Scotland, but I'm not too sure because Northern Ireland they will never make trouble issues. Right, the Sinn Féin will actually take the seats in Parliament because the reason they've done it is because that's a swear law to the Queen.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I wonder if once she's gone, because they know she's got a big following, if the Queen herself died, would that sort of give them the impetus to
No.
push a break away? Because is it personal
No, they're always
to
pushing
the
them.
Queen, you know? Do you know what I mean? Is it a personal allegiance to the Queen that a lot of people feel rather than to the monarchy?
Yeah.
No, I don't think the Queen will affect that, but it's the monarchy itself, particularly in Northern Ireland with the unionists, that will actually kill a lot of the nationalists, their sentiment towards Britain. From the other side, in Northern Ireland, that big part of the nationalists is about establishing the Irish Republic. Now, if Britain's a republic, it might calm that down as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
the only reason that Sinn Féin doesn't take the seats is because of the monarchy. Because that's
but they
the of the Queen.
They can't just go on doing that indefinitely, can
Yeah,
they?
but I mean,
Because
like,
all
what's the
they're
point of
doing
voting for them if they don't take their seats, you know?
Yeah, and
Well,
they keep voting them in. But the issue is, they'll take their seats if the monarchy's gone.
Yeah, but I wonder if when the Queen dies, they will say, right, that's the end of an era.
They won't. It's about the institution and the royal family. Like I was saying, it's very possible that when Monarchy will make the unification treaties with Ireland and Scotland void. It's possible. I need to look at that more.
Yeah, the trouble with Northern Ireland is it's a religious divide, between the Catholics and Protestants.
It's mainly religious, but it's also tied to the monarchy. And what I'm trying to say is, it could change the dynamic over there. It's going to take the venom out of unionism, and it's going to take a venom out of nationalism.
Yeah, but you're not going to want
the republic.
You're not going to want half the people aren't going to want to come out of British rule because they will be, in their opinion, worse off, won't they?
Yeah, but the thing is, if say Northern Ireland leaves the UK, will they rejoin the EU automatically, or?
Well, they'd have to reapply because I saw somewhere it said that Northern Ireland think they could rejoin, if we leave.
Yeah.
No. If the Republic is in the EU, then they will.
Yeah, but they haven't got something to do with Northern Ireland. They haven't got something or other. It was saying that, they're going to have to pay a certain amount, but there were a couple of things that they haven't got that are like criteria for joining the EU. I can't remember what they were.
No, that doesn't matter. To join a country that's in the EU. No, we could look at the unification of Germany on that matter. They'll be automatically in. The currency may be an issue, but that's about it. No, it's not that hard to integrate that. It's one of the parts of the country. It's not. It's got a very low population as well. It's not very hard to integrate. There's just over 1 million people living in there, in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, but you've got to have a will, and there's a strong divide between the Catholics and the Protestants.
Yeah, there is. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I was thinking about it. I think it will take the divide away.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. It will take the middle out and asterisk on the unionists.
Yeah.
Because Monarch's such a divisive issue there. Well,
Yeah.
well,
I don't know.
this is if it doesn't make the unification of Northern Ireland and Great Britain void.
Yeah.
Mm. It's I don't know. It's one of those things that getting rid of the royal. It's not easy. You know, it's not like coming out of the EU.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not a yes or a no, is it? Because
It's massive. What we need is when we do it, we just want to say, right, we need to do this, this, and this. We need a written constitution on paper. We need a poor lower house.
Oh yeah.
We need a head of state that's gonna act like the same powers as the monarchy, but it's just a diplomatic figurehead like the monarchy.
yeah,
And it's gonna have a deputy, what's basically gonna be called the Prince of Wales, and well, the present equivalent of what deputy was equivalent of the Prince of Wales.
Yeah, it's because they have like Cambridge, Wales, those sorts of things. So it's like that.
And basically, like Germany as the president works. That's why I keep saying, be like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't want someone in the same power as Trump.
Yeah.
no. What did you say, Trump?
I said I don't want someone in the same power as Trump that Trump has.
No, I don't. I mean, I would never ever. I'd rather have a queen than Trump any day.
Yeah, because at least the Queen isn't raging on Twitter all day, you know.
No, exactly. And the Queen at least had something between her ears, which I'm not sure.
Well, talk about wars in Twitter. Imagine Prince Philip being on Twitter.
Oh, oh my God!
I can imagine the things he would have. He'd have caused World War III, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not exactly PC.
Yeah.
He doesn't put up with fools gladly, does he?
No, exactly.
No. Actually, I'd like to see him on Twitter. I think it'd be fascinating.
When Trump visits, he's going to visit the monarchy because I want to assume that's Prince Philip.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they get along well.
Too well for you liking.
Oh, can you imagine now, Prince Philip? I can imagine he'd wipe the floor with Trump.
Yeah.
I think he wouldn't suffer his way of, well, you know what Trump's like. I don't think it would be. Mind you, he's getting old now, isn't he? So maybe he's getting a little bit mellow.
What, Trump?
No, Philip.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's 71 now, isn't he?
Is he 71?
I think he's 71, yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't realise he was as old as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, it's Philip, the hair, isn't it?
Oh, well, at least he's not doing it quite as bad as he was. It was typical comb over at one time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's more his attitude, I think. Well, he's just not president. But then I don't like the American presidential system, so I wouldn't ever vote.
They have an electoral college, and then they have the states, isn't it?
Yeah, and you think of the amount of money that gets spent. Sorry?
The first past the post, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a very weird system how they do it, because you've got to win. You can get by far the highest majority of votes, but still lose, can't you?
Yeah, that's what happened to Hillary, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you've got to win so many of the primaries or the college or something. You've got to win so many. Yeah. I don't know. I've never really sort of studied it that far because I just think it's a ridiculous system. They
Yeah.
spend, I mean, how much money do they spend on their elections?
Oh
It's
God,
ridiculous.
well, ours was 130 million. Imagine when it's like there with like, because it's a way bigger country and there's more at stake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, money paid out everywhere, left, right, and centre in bribes. And
Yeah. Oh yeah. NRA, APAC, all those groups as well.
yeah, it seems to run. I mean, we whinge because we get fed up with party political broadcast, but theirs go on forever.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
No,
Mm.
I think I'd rather have the Queen any day than that
Yeah.
sort of system.
No. Yeah. Because I like it when she does her Christmas messages and stuff. I do like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's sort of, I mean, I can remember when I was a child that literally people did sit around the TV or the radio and listen to it
Oh
on
yeah.
Christmas Day.
Mm.
You had to sort of finish dinner in time to go and listen to it.
Yeah.
It was a real big thing.
Mm.
And I think some people still do. So.
Yeah. My siblings are very pro monarchy actually, but I guess they
Okay.
might change when they grow up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think children often are very pro
Yeah.
monarchy because they like it's a bit like prince and princesses in books, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think teenagers too sometimes.
I
Young
wasn't. Well,
young
the thing is, when
teenagers.
I became a teenager, I wasn't anti-monarchy, but I was like, I sort of blurred that line a little bit. Like, I started going towards anti-monarchy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
I was pretty unmolded politically then, so I wasn't to the level I am now easily.
yeah, I think teenage girls are quite.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah,
still into the sort of dress up
yeah.
princess.
My sister's she's going to be 14 this year, and she's very pro-monarchy.
Yeah, yeah, I think they are. I think it's not till they sort of get about 18 that they get.
Yeah, like I didn't turn pro-Brexit and pro-Corbyn until I was 18, so.
Yeah, which is why I think 18 is the right age for the vote.
Yeah, exactly.
Any
Yeah.
younger and they're not
Yeah, it's
really
like with the
that
EU, a lot of
interested.
people are brainwashed when it comes to the EU, aren't they? The 16-year-olds.
Yeah, it's much easier to brainwash a 16-year-old than it is an 8. There's something happens between, well, I think 17, isn't it, is about the age boys stop maturing and
Oh yeah.
finish their growth sort of spurt. So somehow it's a bit like turning 21. It's as if there's little switches, and
Oh
like
yeah.
a mindset.
Yeah. But but they can join the army at 16, can't they?
Well, no, it's 17 is the age you can actually sign because my niece's son joined and she had to sign. He could go in at something like 16 and so many months, but he couldn't actually sign
Yeah.
for the it's a 6-year period, I think.
Yeah.
But he couldn't actually sign that until he was over the 17. So they do like their initial thing with the parents signing from memory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he went out to Iraq. He'd always wanted to be a soldier, and he came back and said there was no way he was going to go to Afghanistan. And as soon as he finished his 6 years, he came out.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. And they realise, we're being used as pawns,
Yeah. He hated it in Iraq, and he actually requested a transfer to a regiment to go. He'd always wanted to be a soldier,
So what, was he on the front line, or what was he doing exactly?
Well, he wasn't supposed to be. He was, well, my niece thought he wouldn't be because he was a mechanic, but he actually used to have to.
He was like dealing with tanks and stuff, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but what they didn't tell, or he didn't tell my niece, was that they actually have to deliver the tank that's working out to the front line when one breaks down.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and the tank in front of him got a hit, and he had to help pull out the people, and I think that was what really did it.
It's just
after
like,
that.
traumatic, I guess.
Yeah, it was. And he's still not really, even he's been out about, well, whenever, I forget how many years, it goes so quick now, but he can never really settle.
So he's still got a bit of PTSD then.
Yeah, and they're sort of, they're trained, aren't they, to sort of be on alert sort of a lot of the time. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
came home and couldn't sleep well, and he's gradually getting, but it's taken years,
Oh, yeah.
so it's
So
yeah.
what year did he go and come back then?
Oh God. Well, what is he? He's younger than that. I honestly can't remember.
Okay.
I know he went out with the Welsh regiment because his regiment he was in the Hampshire regiment, and they weren't going, so he got a transfer to the Welsh regiment so he could go to Iraq.
It was sort of like his dream to go on the front line and do all this.
Yeah, he actually, I mean, typical 16-year-old, he wanted to be a sniper.
Oh, he played all the games and everything, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's very into his gaming and computers and that. And his parents said that they wouldn't sign for him to go unless he did a trade. That he wanted. Yeah, so that was why he had to go in to train to be a mechanic. Because if you can't go in at 16 without permission from your parents.
Oh yeah, so because they have to sign you off basically.
Yeah. And they said they would only sign if he did an apprenticeship.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I know quite a few people from my uni who are studying computer science and engineering, and they do military stuff as an apprenticeship.
Yeah, what sort of helping with the computers in military?
Yeah, so because I know the people who are studying engineering, they help design the new equipment as well.
Oh right. No, well, Dominic had been in the what do they call it? Like the territorials. Sorry?
Territorial Army.
Yeah, but like for young people when you're still at school.
Oh, a combined cadet force.
Yeah, like the cadet force, yeah. And then he still, well, last I heard he was still helping after he came back. He goes and sort of, he's one of the...
Yeah, I know this was in high school, where my GCSE history teacher, her husband was actually in the SAS. So,
just as a part-time.
So to talk about the monarchy, I actually had a teacher who actually was a guard at the Buckingham Palace.
Oh, really?
Wow.
He got the Charles, I think. He used to tell stories about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about in meeting a comedian, and he tried not to laugh, even though he's not meant to. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Now. Yeah, so I think he went in the first Gulf War, and then he got a Buckingham Palace. Okay. Yeah. So I thought that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I knew a lady that she actually lives in Tooting, but she did the local area recruiting private accommodation for soldiers, because it was in Basingstoke, the company that did it, and they handled it all. And I went on a march in, march out with her, because you have to take people into their new accommodation and take them out of it, and they call it march in, march out. But she told me that we went to one block where the palace staff live, the footmen and things like that, because she did that accommodation. And I thought it was interesting. She told me that when Princess Anne was about 19, she actually had to find her a flat in this building because Anne refused to stay in the palace full time. She wanted to get away and have her own place. So she'd actually found her one where all the footmen and all that used to go, and she had like her own sort of pad there. but you never ever hear. I mean, I'm presuming she wasn't lying and it was true, but I've never ever heard it anywhere else.
Yeah. So I've been looking at some people reacting to the wedding. I got Savage Javid. Right.
Yeah. Oh,
He was thanking the police for all the hard work at the royal wedding today to make sure it was safe and enjoyable day for everyone involved.
enjoyable. Oh God.
Now,
Everyone involved.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Most people don't find it enjoying. It's torture.
Yeah, and aren't they being moved off the streets now as well? People,
The homeless,
people.
yeah. They're falling off the street because the privileged world don't want to see the suffering, do they? No, let's enjoy a £30 million wedding.
Ridiculous.
Let's throw away the riffraff. No, we don't want to see them.
That's ridiculous.
They're going to ruin our day, aren't they? Aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they, Philip?
Yeah.
Oh, those bloody homeless. Shoot them, Ashley. But,
Yeah. I mean, we should spend our tax helping the homeless. We shouldn't spend it on the monarchy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's GTA? I'm just reading.
Grand Theft Auto.
What is it?
It's how do you describe it, Cameron? It's like an open world sort of RPG. I don't know how to say it. It's sort of like an open world game where you can do what you want.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
so what was it again? I missed. I can't always
Grand
hear
Theft
what
Auto.
you
So yeah.
Say it slowly.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, Grand Theft. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And has it got cars in it, or is it automatic?
Yeah. You got cars. You can, fight people. You can shoot the police. Do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
It's 18 rated, so yeah, I know, but loads of kids still play it, even though it's like 18 rated. So, but that's the thing, you hear about all the parents, they buy their kids all these sorts of games, and it's just wrong, I think.
Yeah, I think it gets too much because it does become, like with Dom, he thought he wanted to be a sniper because you see all this shooting and that on there, and it doesn't register. It actually hurts.
I'll tell you the story about the kid, so this is a few years ago, that got a gun at 11 years old and killed his mum because she took away his Call of Duty games.
Yeah. It's silly, isn't it? And because they couldn't do it on there, and then the game starts all over again.
Yeah.
But it's not like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're going to shoot someone in real life, it has consequences. For a game, it's just a bit of fun, Yeah. It's to me, gaming, it's all about maturity. It's not so much about age. So with my parents, I could start playing these games when about a year before the age rating. So like when I was 17, I got Battlefield and those sorts of games. So
yeah,
but it's all about maturity, really.
Yeah. Well, it's like we were saying about with watching films. You said do
This is cool. Like some guy has picked me up and he's taking me around in his hover car.
All right.
Yeah. I share it. I can share it maybe if people are interested. But
so it's an interactive. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's an interactive one.
Yeah. It's alt tab. Yeah. I'm not sure what the lag's going to be like on Google Hangouts, but yeah. I'll just share what I'm doing. Share. Oh, there we are. And I'll alt tab back into the game. Oh. Alt tab back into GTA. Oh, I can't do it. There we are. Alt tab. There we are. Oh, yeah. Hover car. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he landed. I was going to show you the hovering, but he just landed. So.
All right. So do you have to go out under the bridges without bashing into the pylons and things like that?
Yeah, it's a bit laggy though. The thing is, it's quite laggy. So I'll on Hangouts, but I'll probably stream the game later. I'll do a bit of streaming. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I tried the other day actually to stream. Stream a game on Hangouts. That it was really laggy.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore Chamchi and Jack.
Yeah. Chamchi's like, oh, why are you going to marry Philip Mason?
I know. That's what I said. What is it with him and marriage?
Yeah.
Well, Angel's keep going on about me marrying her now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but what would the kid be like? It would be like some sort of reluctant leaver Blairite.
Yeah. I reckon Chumchi and Jack are a couple of old gossips.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's in his car. He's just blowing up police cars with his missiles at this point. So
All right.
yeah, that's what you can do on Grand Theft Auto. You can like customize your cars with like missiles and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like parents buy their kids these games. It's quite sad, you know.
Well, because it then gives them something to do that they're not bothering the parents some of the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
they just don't looking, they don't really register that it's going to have more psychological impact than just playing a game. It's not like going out and kicking a ball, is it?
No, yeah, but that's the thing. That's what like my parents' generation did. They played outside. They didn't play these sorts of games.
Well, they weren't computers to the same extent.
Well, my mum was growing up. They probably had the NES and those sorts of things, but they was very expensive back then.
Yeah, and also, I think I can remember when the first games, the more complicated ones came through. They were all things like flying an aeroplane, flight simulators.
Oh, flight simulator, yeah.
Yeah, and all that sort of thing were the first really sort of technical ones. Before that, I mean, we used to play golf on it.
Golf on what, Commodore or?
Well, on the Commodore and the Amiga, and then when I got PC.
But you used to, golf.
Yeah, you used to have to use what do you call it? You press the button.
Controller.
Well, no. Before that, they were sort of like a little stand with a handle.
Joystick.
Joystick. That's it.
Yeah. They still use it now for like flight simulators and stuff.
Do they still use them?
Yeah, they're still quite popular. So, say for a couple of games I play, like the Battlefield games, people still buy joysticks when they're flying jets and helicopters and stuff.
Oh, right. Well, you had to time it so that when you stood up to the golf ball and then hit it, you had to sort of click just at the right moment to hit it straight, or it would go off at angles. And because I was learning golf at the time, and we were we really enjoyed playing that. We played that for quite a few years.
Yeah.
And obviously they progressed and got better, but
yeah,
they weren't really the sort of in-depth game, like Klondike and all that.
Cameron, you got Halo at age 7. Wow.
Yeah, I did.
My uncle gave me his PS2 when I was like 4, and he gave GTA 3 with it. But my parents are like, nah, they locked it up in the attic and it's still there.
Yeah. My grandson's got this little small sort of thing. It's he can't put it onto his tablet.
Yeah.
But it's got all the games on it, like a little hand thing.
Handheld console or?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, he sits there, and Lachlan's got a child's one, that you put cassettes in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he says, I'm going to sit on my tablet. Probably. He thinks he's,
Yeah, that's the thing with kids nowadays. They're hooked on these devices, aren't they,
Yeah.
Yeah, and my sister, actually, my youngest one, she is actually two Kindle tablets. She's got the Kindle tablet I was given, like when we go on holiday, because I can't take the iPad because it's too expensive, and she's got her own one, so she's got 2 tablets now.
Yeah, well, I gave Finn the Galaxy that I got free with Sky.
Yeah.
Broadband, so he's got that, and then Lachlan's got one of these. You can buy like a kid's computer.
Oh yeah. Oh, those little colourful computer types.
Yeah, and this one's got all these sort of cassettes you can buy, and put them in, and it's got math games and things like that on it.
I remember those. Like some interesting thing he said about people getting hooked to things. Now,
yeah, well,
David Dykes says that If that actually causes a literal zombie apocalypse because people actually turn to zombies when they're walking around with these devices.
Well, they do, I think. But as long as I mean, they both,
No, but I
been
play
to sport
Monarchy.
and all
So
that.
today I was just, revising for my exams, but I just came back and I played for a bit. So
Yeah.
moderate,
Well, it helps you to sort of calm
wind down.
down after.
Yeah, it does.
Especially with
Yeah.
GTA, I could take my anger out on virtual characters if I've had a bad exam.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just go and kill a few zombies.
Yeah, no, yeah, kill a few police in my case.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, Finn goes and he plays football and
Oh yeah,
cricket
so that's
and
good.
cross
Yeah,
country and all that. So as long as they do that as well.
yeah, because you need physical activity, don't you?
Yeah, it's when I think parents use it as a babysitter. That's when it's bad.
It's babysit. It's like, oh, you're annoying. Just have my phone. That sort of thing.
Yeah, and they won't take them out anywhere or do anything.
Exactly.
They just sort of go upstairs and play on your computer or whatever. Yeah,
when I'm at home, when I had the PC at home, my parents said I did that too much.
Yeah. Well, you don't realise the length of time you're on there half the time.
No, half an hour on GTA becomes easily like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a game I got on Steam, so I got Europa Universal's 4. Now I've got like 2,500 hours on that game alone.
Since when?
A couple of years.
Yeah, I've got 200. I've got like 400,000 hours on Battlefield 4. Yeah, exactly.
400,000?
No, 4,000. Not 400,000.
I was going to say
400,000. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you must have been sitting on there from the minute you get up.
No, I've had the game for 2 years and I play it a lot, so it adds up.
Yeah.
I think I've got about 200 hours on GTA at this point as well.
Yeah.
Like, I got it last year during the Christmas sale. And that's the thing about PC.
Stop playing.
They have loads of sales regularly where everything's like half price or even more, so people just buy everything.
Yeah.
I bought this game. I think I bought GTA when it was £10 or something. So, yeah.
Right. So you're not into Xboxes and all that?
No. I call these people what's the term? Console peasants.
Yeah.
I'm not into consoles because you have to pay money to play online, which I think is ridiculous as well.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And I know even some of the kids' games that Nat has put on, for Finn, and then it suddenly comes up and wants you to pay to do something or other.
Oh yeah, and I'll send you the video link in the bullet chat where I saw like this video where this is in America where some kid have you guys heard of Fortnite? A brand new game that's like really big now. It's like a free sort of open world sort of survival game where the kids, it's a free game but you have to pay sort of pay to win sort of model, and people like I saw this video of this kid where he actually took I think it was his mum's or dad's credit card, and he paid $100 for like virtual currency without his parents' permission.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the trouble, isn't it? It's easy done, and it goes so quick.
Yeah, the big issue is microtransactions. This has been on the news quite a lot.
Microtransactions, yeah. Star Wars Battlefront 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's a game called FIFA now.
FIFA. Ultimate Team.
Everyone over the age of 3 can buy that and get microtransactions.
Yeah, and Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, it's the battle packs, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's cheap. It's people spending thousands of pounds on it. Now,
it's like I think it's £10 or something to unlock all the guns, whereas like I just spend hours and hours grinding for all of those.
Yeah.
That's what I do. What is? It's fun gambling now.
It is gambling. That's what people are saying about the whole controversy with the battle.
Yeah, it's what gets them into it, isn't it?
Yeah,
the massive debate on George Galloway had a massive debate on it. Now, talking to people about, I think the ban was it reducing like people in slot machines bet to £2 max, I think.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that on his show. Now, everyone's tweeting about gambling, but it doesn't ignore me though. We're basically trying to get hold of him by saying that. We have microtransactions, which are just gambling, and people just get away with it.
You're putting money, you don't know what you're going to get out of it. Because you're putting money into it.
after the Battlefront controversy, there were countries talking about some putting regulations on it. But the issue of there's no regulations on this
Yeah.
at all, and people actually market these things for the children do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they make it so that what they were saying, I think it was yesterday or the day before, they were discussing it in Parliament and talking
Yeah.
on modern day politics. But they were saying it's the quick gratification because if you...
Oh, that's the whole thing with like shooters and all that. It's quick gratification.
Yeah.
And
that's why loads of kids buy Call of Duty because they just want, you know, a quick rush of the adrenaline.
Call of Duty is a terrible game, but the problem in this country that we don't talk about microtransactions in Parliament. They don't talk about it.
But most of them don't.
In America. And it's being it's about a bit annoyed the way they try to treat George Orwell a few times on his show.
Yeah.
Which way he reads them out and he didn't remind out after treating him multiple times about microtransactions and gambling.
Yeah. I'm just going to grab my cat.
Oh, yeah. She should say hello on stream as well.
Yeah, well, she's outside, so I just want to grab her before it starts to get dark and she wanders off.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can safely say we hit the peak number of viewers. 6 viewers.
Yeah, no, I'm still here shooting people in GTA, so...
So, that's fine.
I've got a sniper rifle, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you play many games nowadays, or...?
I don't play many new games now, actually. I got off them. I don't really like it. Don't annoy me. All the microtransactions, all that nonsense in it.
Oh, yeah. No, wait for sales and buy, like, the Ultimate Edition or whatever. That's what I did. I bought the Battlefield Revolution Edition with all the DLC. When it launched, it was called the Ultimate Edition. It was £100, and now when I got it, it was £27.
Yeah, the price goes down very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's why the games I play, they all come out in the October, November time, so I just have to wait for Black Friday or Christmas to get them.
Yeah.
What, as presents?
Not for myself, buying it. So like when I start next academic year, I'll probably buy the new Call of Duty and Battlefield because they come out in October.
Yeah, I actually hate it when the always market the games that come out at that time. I hate it. No, it's pretty well. Because I'll buy more. But because in September, October, November, December for Christmas, it's really annoying.
Good girl.
I know. They think they can make the most money at that time. That's why.
That's when all the big shooters come out, and that's what makes the money. It's the shooters nowadays, isn't it?
I'm not too sure about the shooters.
No, but I mean, like multiplayer games. That's what EA and them like saying.
What brings more money is free to plays.
Oh yeah. Planet Side 2 and those sorts of games. Yeah.
More microtransactions in there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is why everyone's insisting on having them. Which you actually lose the games. Then it's just
Well, how much does one of those games cost now?
Oh, about £50.
£50, yeah.
It's not that bad. I mean, we used to pay about $20 sort of years ago, which is about £10. So, and they're a lot more complicated now. You know, more to it.
Yeah, and they have multi-million-dollar development teams, don't they nowadays?
Yeah.
Well, Bob Elvis is in the side chat, so hi there.
Who is it?
Bob Elvis, you know the Dutch guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in the side chat.
Yeah,
I've got my phone next to me, so I'm reading the side chat as I play. So.
Yeah, well, I had my I've got the other tablet on, but when I went out there because I wasn't here, it goes on screensaver. So I did that. Yeah, they must all be watching the football. Oh, is it finished?
I think it's just finished now. I think Chelsea won.
Yeah.
George
in their champ, she must be happy.
I was going to say that my daughter's ex-partner won't be happy. Yeah. He is, and his father a Man United fan.
And they're all scum, these teams.
I didn't give a crap about them.
The fans that compete go as part of the snobs to get these teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. like I said, I don't mind watching England or Australia play, but when it comes to the local games, I just think they're not local anymore. They're full of
Yeah.
Spanish Italians and
Well, this is the problem with football. It's there's too much money in it. What I
yeah,
do is this is why we do partly World Cups, because we ignore the all English footballers in favour of foreign ones,
Yeah.
because
yeah,
they're better and they're worth money, and the it's probably why the Premier League is so popular and it's considered the best league in the world. But at the same time, so
Yeah.
this let's say globalization of our football is weakening our grassroots.
Globalization. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
it's not really the English Premier League, is it?
no. I mean, when you went back to the time of sort of, Matt Busby and, Jackie
Yeah.
Charlton, Bobby Charlton, all that
Oh
lot,
yeah.
they were all local to their
Yeah.
teams. And
Yeah.
This is why we do badly at World Cups.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Oh.
This is,
But Elvis is
But-
funny. He says, "Hi, Abika. I always appreciate your contributions."
oh,
That's nice.
thank you, Barnabas.
and Jack
that
James
nice?
said,
So you
Champ
two,
is probably
you
getting
two
tanked.
can just be shut up. I can't even say it. You two can be quiet.
Yeah.
And I'll just
Jack James. Jack James, what football team do you support? He's saying you wish you win something.
Yeah.
Where does he say which team?
Wish my team wins.
No, Jack says
What's
which
the
team
club
will
on
win
this?
something.
No, I can go here. Oh, don't be so ridiculous, man. Tottenham, you privileged bastard. You complaining when you're a Tottenham fan. No, I'm a Leeds fan. No. You said you have it bad, right? You don't have it bad.
Yeah, football's too much because I remember like everyone in my primary school loved football. They were all like normally Chelsea or Liverpool fans.
I went to an all-girls school at senior school, so we were just into netball and
netball. Yeah.
Yeah, some silly people liked hockey, but
Yeah.
I didn't. But no, I think quite a lot of us liked sort of football and that because you saw it at home,
Corbyn actually is a big Arsenal fan.
Oh yeah, no, he did his stuff with Wenger, didn't he?
Yeah, and Piers Morgan as well. He's always back about Wenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't actually imagine Corbyn as a football fan.
I guess it's the scruffy appearance, scruffy granddad appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can't imagine him with his beanie on and his scarf wrapped around his neck.
Actually, remember last election? Corbyn was playing football with children.
Oh yeah, he was.
Campaign.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, he's like, and the right wingers would be like, "Oh, you're brainwashing the children with the football."
Yeah. Yeah, funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just need to see Corbyn wear a big Arsene Wenger coat. No, it's like he wears his massive coats.
Yeah.
In the middle of summer.
Are there any other politicians that are into football? I don't know.
I think there's a few because don't they play a game, don't they, once a year against can't remember. I don't think it's against the laws. I don't think they'd have enough people fitting up in the laws to play football.
John McDonnell supports Liverpool.
Yeah. No wonder Stizer loves him so much.
It's from there. That's why.
Must be.
Yeah.
Speedway was the big thing in our area.
Like Salmon supports Hearts in Scotland.
Was it ours with Speedway and what do you call it, car?
But always says our local team was owned by Russian oligarchs. Wait, isn't the Independent owned by Russian oligarchs too? Actually, I know the Independent.
Chelsea is actually run by the Russian oligarchs.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think there's a few.
These were all by the Italian mob.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then there's a few Arab.
Yeah.
There's
always a rich Middle Eastern people, isn't there?
Yeah, but didn't one of them want to buy one of the big stadiums recently?
Well, maybe. Jack James said estimate base spots Liverpool. I mean, that surprised me when the reputation that the Scousers have.
Yeah. Is she from that area?
I don't have a clue. I always thought she was the spawn of Satan and Thatcher, but I don't know.
What, who is?
Esther McVeigh is
Oh God, yeah,
Liverpool
because
supporter.
like hang, drawn, and quartered and burner, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, because like everyone's saying how evil and dark-hearted I am when it comes to Esther McVeigh.
Oh, right. Oh, is she one of the ones you want to hang?
Yeah, no, not hang. I said hung, drawn, quartered, then burned.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's even nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, satisfying.
See,
Yeah.
what's more satisfying is send to Papua New Guinea so the cannibals can eat her alive.
Yeah, that's. I mean, she
Yeah.
deserves it.
Well, probably if you go to Papua New Guinea, you could probably still find a couple of tribes that do still practice cannibalism.
Yeah.
It's certainly not that long comparatively since they supposedly stopped. Years ago at Australia House, I worked with a guy that had been district officer in Papua New Guinea.
Okay.
And then back in Australia, I was watching, it was some program like To Be a Millionaire. It's one where you watch the million thing. And I'd watched it
about... game show?
Yeah, it was a game show, but it wasn't that one, but I can't remember the title. But I watched it for about 4 weeks, and then it was the week where he was going for the million, and I suddenly realised it was this same guy, Roger Phillips, and he actually won the million.
Oh, wow.
But I hadn't recognised him because, it was a few years down the track. But, yeah, he actually won the million.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met any famous people, to be fair, like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't famous beforehand. He was a young district officer because they had them like they used to in Africa, but they had them in Papua New Guinea right up until... Yeah, and he'd come over to Australia House because they had the draft for the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And it was done sort of alphabetically, if you were in such was, say, letter C was pulled out, then it was your birthday or something like that. I forget. Anyway, he was one of the many that came over to avoid the draft.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just working at Australia House then.
Oh, okay.
But he was interesting because he'd tell you all about going around Papua, and it was like a different world, because he wasn't very, very old. I think he was just in his 20s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Papua is very, well, it's just a completely different country.
Yeah, I mean, like if you go to different places, like in the same country, it's very different, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, and there, because it's lots of jungle, and it's very sort of cut off, and there's lots of rivers, and they have, have you seen the lyrebirds?
No.
The birds of paradise, sorry, not the lyrebirds, and they have these absolutely fantastic feathers, and the men, the warriors, all make headdresses out of these birds of paradise feathers.
Oh no, I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it wasn't all that comparatively long ago. It was about 1960 that David Attenborough was only young, a young sort of TV up and coming. And he went to Papua New Guinea and he met this tribe that had never met white people before.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's not that far from Australia when, as the crow flies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's still places like that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Because you hear about some sort of tribal people, like, recently, like there's been a lot more like coverage of like tribes and stuff, that you don't hear about.
They are very tribal, and they had to really work to stamp out cannibalism.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So Yeah, since we're talking about tribes, I mentioned this. My lecturer at university said
Yeah.
using the word tribe is racist.
Well, I
What?
don't think it's racist, do you?
Well, I don't think it is, but she argues it's a racist term. You assume you're superior to them, right? It's a tribe.
Yeah.
Well, I'd
Oh,
say
yeah.
we're part of a tribe. Everyone's part of a
Yeah, I
tribe
mean,
in
a
a
nation
way.
state is like a tribe, isn't it?
Yeah. Or, well, like Jewish people, they called them the tribe of Israel, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that's something. Um,
From the
that's a
Bible.
subject. It would calm that one. That's a subject because it's not.
No, well, that was in the Bible. It said
Yeah, I
tribe of
know.
Israel, I think. But,
It did. And this thing about lost tribes, that's to be a
yeah.
subject for another day.
Well,
'Cause
like he found, and it's just really another name for a group of people, isn't it?
Mormons actually think the Native Americans were lost tribes of Israel.
Yeah. But what does your teacher think is racist about calling it
Because
a tribe?
you assume that they are different than you. That they are inferior because they're in a tribe and tribes telling that that's technology. See, apparently that's connotation of being savage, being uncivilized,
No, but a tribe doesn't
and,
necessarily
and,
have to
and, and,
be
you, and you assume
uncivilized.
that you're morally and racially superior.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could belong to the tribe of the rich people,
Oh,
couldn't
The
you?
tribe, the tribe of the Tories.
Yeah, well, you
yeah.
could, and that could be, that in a way is a tribe, but whether you actually have to have a blood relationship to be a tribe officially, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
You might have to be the same ethnicity and,
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
for an absolute definition, but you could easily use the word tribe to describe any group of people,
Yeah, yeah,
really.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, racially, culturally, yeah, any sort.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I know these all the lectures are a lot very PC.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Did I tell you the time that my best friend he found this? He was looking at the uni server, and he found a lecturer that had. It was weird because the lecture had nothing to do with Brexit, and the lecturer was just literally going off on about Brexit, like
But
ranting about it.
that happens all the time. I had a lecture talking about that's a German.
Yeah.
He could talk. He could say, isn't Tuesday May doing the same? Talk about the will of the people. Like what? That is what rigging referendums. And he's trying to suggest that the EU referendum was the same.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, that is
Yeah. I saw that.
basically banned opposition from campaigning.
Yeah.
In the referendum,
Yeah.
to become a Führer and things like that. I don't have a clue why it's comparing the two.
Well, it just sounds like an odd comparison, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
then I think it was Swiss who said he heard someone say a Nazi hard Brexit.
Yeah, he did. I think it was Swiss he put on his.
Yeah. A Nazi hard Brexit.
Talk about that. Did you see the video of what was it Tommy Robinson, right? Walking in London.
Yeah.
So on the EU flag, he snatched it off them and sort of stabbed on it. You've seen that video?
Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a weird guy, but apparently he has links to Israel. He's actually a shield.
Yeah, he's been there quite a few times. Yeah, he's been.
Yeah, people don't realise it. You see,
It's
So
completely
how is
against him.
he? Yeah, how is he linked to Israel?
Well, he's actually been there a few times. He's met the leaders, and he's sort of. He doesn't say it, but you can assume he's done some dealings with them because he's like met the leaders and he's done all these other things in Israel. So.
Why Tommy Robinson hates Muslims? If anyone is against Muslims, he'll side with them.
No, but he actually said he says that I'm British, I support my country first. So he actually said on camera that he's Israel first. In fact. So,
I don't know
I know,
about that
it's
one.
ridiculous. You know, I've seen videos of him. He's actually been recorded. He's been interviewed saying it.
Tommy Robinson will side with anyone who gets Muslims. Now, he probably sees sort of Israel, killing the Palestinians here. Palestinians are Muslims. Well, not actually, but that's what he thinks. So he must side with Israel. Because Hamas obviously represents Palestinians in his mind, which is not really the case.
Well, I had another one follow me last night that was anti-Muslim when I looked. He's only got about 40 followers.
One of those nationalist troll types.
Yeah, but, you know, I mean, do they see the other ones that have followed me and assume that you feel like that? Or why do they suddenly... I mean, I very rarely post anything to do with Muslims, and there's...
No, but is it your... Have you... do they think because you're pro-Brexit, or is it your flag, or... No, but you
I put the flags off.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not that. So I don't know. I don't know if they just sort of look around for anyone and just, you know, send it out to 100 people, or, you know, follow 100 people.
I don't know, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, I just mute people like that because I don't want to see their posts anyway. But it just, I sort of think, well, why? I don't say anything. Why are they following me?
Is it because they saw your Brexit posts, or I don't know?
Well, I presume that was it, because that's really the only thing, only that, and sort of, you know, if there's something come up on the government or something that I've posted. I don't really post on a lot.
Yeah, I probably says the same about Borders, about being anti-Muslim but having connections to Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a weird connection, doesn't it?
I mean, who's trend of being anti-Muslim lately? Now, it's not well. Right, if you look at terrorists, they don't actually resent most Muslims, do they? I mean, there's concerns about the doctrine of that religion. You could talk about the Prophet Muhammad's wife, but being 9-year-old, but most Muslims don't follow that nonsense. So
but that's the thing. It's nothing to do with religion. It was the culture, wasn't it, at that time?
Yeah. If you look at the Old Testament, you can say the same about Christianity.
Yeah.
Which is just bad. So it's not. Let them do what they want. I don't know. Religion's all nonsense, but let them do what they want. Most of them are not bad people, and there's some idiots taking anything literally.
Yeah, a lot of them seem to call themselves anti-Muslim, when they're actually anti-immigrant in their area.
Yeah, no, it's not anti-Muslim. It's just anti-brown people, I guess.
Yeah, but they sort of say anti-Muslim or anti-radical faith. I think the one yesterday said that, anti any radical faith or something like that. Yeah, and then when you look at their posts, it's often, you know, sort of the ones where it says, "Oh, Muslims say this, but we're not allowed to say that." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I don't think they actually know what they're anti. You know.
What I think that a lot of these threats have been targeted by purpose. I think a lot of these terrorist attacks have been allowed to happen by purpose. If you look at the Manchester bombing, the person,
definitely.
Was brought over from Libya. They knew there were Islamists, but they were anti-Gaddafis. That's why they brought his and his family over. They knew he had connections and knew had these views, and still did. So you got to look at this. Is the political establishment, the economic establishment, the media, trying to put a little divide and rule here?
Yeah, I'd say so a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I think you're trying to justify for military action in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But they often try to build up hate just so that they can then go and take a particular action.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the media does as well, you know?
Yeah, well, they use the media to further their aims as well, don't they? But I mean, that's what the CIA does when they go into these far-flung areas and build up hate within that little area, you know.
Yeah, because what was the saying? It's like people be like anti-war, but then when they hear the stuff on the news, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we need to go in," you know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they go in, they decide, all right, now we really want to take control of, say, Angola, for want of a better thing, because they've got 50 million emeralds we can dig up. So then they go to the country next door and stir up the local, the radicals. And then all of a sudden America turns around and says, oh, we've got to go into Angola and help them.
Yeah.
And they end up going into...
they always use the word help. We need to fix this, fixing.
Yeah. Well, they're always the saviours, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The terrorists, we call them the saviours, yeah.
Yeah. We're going in, once again, America...
Yeah, it's like with Blair when he was like, oh, we need to fix Iraq,
Yeah. That is it. Well, that's what happened, and what happens? We go and stuff it up completely, don't we? So it's really, it's all just an excuse to
that's how they do war. It's all through the media. That's how they so-called justify it.
Well, they had
It's like I said before about 9/11 and Osama bin Laden. They just blamed him,
Yeah. Well, during the war, they had I forget what they used to call it, but it was like the Ministry of Propaganda. And that's their sole job, was to put out propaganda. They wouldn't say, 500 people got killed, it's going badly. It would all be, our brave boys go in and save the day,
Yeah.
And therefore people think it's going well, we better go join up and help.
Like with the 2 world wars, people didn't know what was going on unless people actually, diaries and poems and stuff, they couldn't tell unless it was like that.
No, and people would send home letters from the war front.
And they had to get censored as well, weren't they?
Oh, they were.
They were fighting, actually, after the Chiefs getting back. Because if you look at the war, morale were quite really low. A lot of people refused to fight, and what did, right? People used to not shoot up in the air instead of shooting the Germans because they didn't want to kill anyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was what was it? It was the what was it?
Was it Christmas?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
The what?
Yeah. They played football at Christmas, and after that, got along, went back and refused to fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then the conscientious objectors, they shot at one time. If you were a conscientious objector, or you were ill and you just couldn't go back to the front, so you deserted. They had shell shock and all that, and they ended up being brought before a court martial and before a firing squad.
It's the thing. Yeah. These wars are arguing of the political class. Many impure ambitions of the ruling class. What job these wars? But those people who wanted it, who were point from it, didn't go and fight themselves. It was the working class who were always exploited, but to fight with them.
Well, the working class have always been cannon fodder for armies, haven't they?
Oh, if you look at Germany, you know what happened after the war? There are 2 revolutions. They're like the kinds are going off, but like capitalist republic. But at the same time, the Spartakists, led by Rosa Luxemburg, tried to form a government. And so when Germany lost the war, there were 2 actual governments in Germany.
Yeah.
There was a Bolshevik style government, and there was the Weimar, and that existed for weeks because people saw it and they were angry at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's not many people never knew that there were 2 revolutions. No. There were 2 governments.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Germany,
after that's what I thought.
No, at first, the first few months there were 2. There was like a socialist one. Actually, the same, and there
was like a Western puppet one.
No, it's not like Cold War. It's kind of weird. There were like 2 republics proclaimed, like a Bolshevik socialist one and the Weimar.
Yeah.
They were like fighting, like, wasn't really a civil war. We were just like fighting on the streets in Berlin for a few months. Yeah.
No, it's there's a lot more crimes carried out by governments in wartime against their own people than there is
Oh, yeah.
against the enemy at the
Well,
time.
Yeah.
we massacred people in Ireland actually during the war, but
I know. But
but
it's where it's all this collateral damage
when
and
the government does it, it's not illegal, is it?
Hmm.
If you do it with the government, no, this is why I'm very libertarian in these views because if here's another example. Before last year, like printing money. If I try to make money like the banks do,
yeah,
I would commit theft. But what legitimacy does the banks have themselves? Because they're banks, because they're rich.
yeah,
It's the same possibility you could apply to nation states. Nation states can kill people, but if you kill people, you can't. Yes, what right is this? You have to kill people when you can't. The thing is, yes, ask.
yeah.
The government is allowing people down the streets. They're bombing people abroad. They're selling arms. Why can't I do that?
Mm.
If we're equal, why can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, governments send in, they decide there's going to be a battle on such and such a day at such and such a time.
Hmm.
And they literally sit there and say, oh, well, we're probably going to lose 2,000, but in the long run. But they're actually sending that 2,000 people that are going to get killed.
Yeah, it's yeah,
It,
yeah,
they know they're
suicide,
going to get
suicide mission
killed.
basically.
Well,
Yeah,
you've
but
had
they don't
cars.
tell them that, do
Very
they?
class people. Who was at Disaster's Guildfall was Kim Attlee.
Yeah.
And who led that was Churchill, which was quite interesting in their future relationship.
Yeah. But the trouble is that to win a war, they've got to be the sort of person that will do that, haven't they? Otherwise, in the end, they don't win. So that's why you've got to have a certain type of person that's prepared to do that.
Yeah, sort of like has to do what they have to do, sort of thing.
Yeah, they've got to.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't. If it was me, I couldn't do that. But it's, I suppose, good for us in a way that there are people that can. But it'd be even better if there were people that could just negotiate us out of never having a war.
Exactly.
Well,
and there isn't, is there?
Most of these wars are pre-planned for a very long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There were makes an argument that the world wars were centuries of planning, dissolve.
Yeah.
But he thinks that the world wars were aimed at creating Israel. So
it would be interesting to know when Blair first decided, wouldn't it? Really, sort of honestly first decided, or that there was going to be, we were going to go into Iraq.
Yeah, but then there was loads of people in his cabinet who said this isn't right, but they weren't allowed to speak out.
Yeah,
no, they knew.
Yeah,
actually, Corbyn actually said that. Actually, Corbyn told us it. Tony, why are you doing this? And said, and Corbyn, Tony Blair said, because we have to. Now, why does it have to? I think it has to do something with pre-planning for quite a while.
Yeah.
In terms of that.
Yeah.
And project.
And also, if there has to gain advantage to us.
Well, yeah, it's political sort of what's the word, sort of how Thatcher had Falklands, that sort of thing.
Yeah, is it building him up?
Yeah,
well, she created that. She created that. No, the junta over there was looking for ways to divert its other property. Thatcher cut the armed forces drastically in the Falklands. There's much for it. Sure, like inviting them in.
Yeah. Well, that was really odd because in Australia it was just sort of all of a sudden it was like, oh, England's invaded the Falklands.
Yeah.
And most people, there's a lot of English in Australia. We'd never even really knew anything about the Falklands. It was like,
yeah.
Why would they do that? And then there are all these
Yeah, I
people
don't know much about
getting
it either,
blown
to
up.
be fair.
No, it's not somewhere that. I mean, we never learnt about it at school, the Falklands, or
Yeah.
I don't remember it ever being mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned. I don't know. It just wasn't something that ever came up on the radar. So whether she suddenly sort of thought, oh, where can we have a little war
Yeah.
that'll
Yeah. I was the cat
make
then.
me look good?
Oh.
Yeah, did you hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Abby, wait, say hello. That's just glaring, aren't you? Don't you want to say hello to him? Say hello, Abby. No, don't want to. Not going to play. She's not going to play. She's just sitting on the table looking at it every time one of you talks. She just sort of glares at it.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it must be a bit of a weird experience, like hearing voices out of nowhere.
Yeah, she sits. You know how cats get angry and their tails go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you talk, her tail goes.
Yeah, angry.
Yeah, well, it's probably partly because if I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm not taking notice of her particularly.
Yeah, because I know when the cats get angry and they're ready to attack, their pupils dilate as well.
Yeah, and I think sometimes because it's on a microphone, isn't it? You know, it probably not hurts her ears, but it would be quite loud in her ears.
Yeah, because they have really sharp hearing, don't they?
Yeah,
They have really big ears, like, don't they, as well?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm sitting here talking, like now, she's not wagging her tail, but as soon as it goes on to one of you, her tail starts sort of twitching.
Oh, is she still watching?
Yeah, she's just she likes to, as if I'm sitting at the table, and she likes to sit on the table.
Yeah.
And she sort of, you know how they crouch down like they're not really laying down, they just sort of crouch, and their eyes are a bit sort of, what is this? Aren't you?
Yeah, curiosity.
No, it's more yes, it's that. She doesn't she doesn't like anything different, that's what it is. Isn't it?
Yeah, because that's what cats do. They sort of, what's the word? They mark their territory as well, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's mainly the male cats do rather than females.
Okay.
But if I'm on the telephone, as opposed to my mobile, I think she's just used to. But if I actually use the phone, then she'll sort of jump up on your lap and sort of try and sort of keep rubbing it, and she wants to.
Oh, so the landline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I'm on the mobile, I think she's used to seeing that around, but I don't get that many calls on the.
Yeah, they're arguing about spanners in the side chat.
What happened?
Yeah, that's very authoritarian, Jack James says. Authoritarian, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway, she's a royal, aren't you?
Yeah.
See, the problem with these spanners is that they're all blue. They're not red.
Yeah. If it was on my channel, it's going to be a nice red spanner.
Yeah, I got a spanner yesterday. What does that mean?
No, I added you the spanner. It's basically you can add links to the side chat.
Oh, right. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered what it was. Because I saw it go up. Because to watch the side chat, I can't even say it, side chat, and to subscribe, I had to open a channel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, so I've now got, which seems a bit odd, because not everybody wants a channel.
Yeah.
just because you're going to watch someone else's.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we finally peaked at 7 viewers. Oh
What
no,
was
it's
that?
back at 6 now. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Six watching. There you go.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was 7 a second ago.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's all
Yeah,
big
the highest
channels.
on my channel has been like 15 or something, I think. I
Yeah,
think one time it went to 20, I think, one time.
All right.
Yeah. I know
Well,
Swiss's stream went to 100 on his live stream, I remember, on the local elections.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And Sunday stream, I think it went 200 once as well.
Yeah. See, until I got talking to you lot, I didn't really know anything about streaming.
Hmm.
You know, I watched things on YouTube,
Yeah.
but I'd not actually heard it called streaming. No, I certainly hadn't heard of Hangouts.
Yeah. But streaming is very
didn't
popular.
really know.
That's how loads of people make their money nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I've always watched things on there, but I didn't realise it was sort of like they were like these live chats as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people literally throw money at YouTubers now. We'll talk about super chat. No, they throw money at people who's playing a game.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, Twitch streamers, yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah.
even worse is Twitch. You know, no.
Mm.
Don't throw anything at women. So this.
Oh yeah, the gamer girls on Twitch who just show off
yeah.
their bodies. They don't even game; they just show themselves off. It's really wrong.
As long as cleavage, they earn money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Mind you, I've had a few iffy ones on Twitter.
yeah. Oh God, yeah. Oh, I've had those too. Bots, yeah, those sorts of bots. And like I have tweets about Brexit, and out of nowhere, these sorts of people like them, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I had one that they followed me, and when I looked at it, it was like, this is the address to go for girls or something like that.
Yeah, I've had
know
loads
what
of
to call
those.
them.
Yeah, I was like, what
Yeah.
are these people doing? You know?
Oh, exactly. And I think, what's that got to do with Twitter?
Yeah.
And why choose another? I mean, maybe I would have thought Abby Cat sounds female. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they have a cat fetish or something?
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You just get some very odd people
Yeah.
roaming around. Unlike us.
Well, there's things like furries where people dress up as animals and do acts. There's a lot of weird people out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one thing Twitter shows you, that there are all sorts, aren't there?
Oh God, yeah.
You know, and everybody, you know, if the photos they've got on there are normal, they look quite normal. But then when you read some of their points of view, and you think,
Yeah.
what?
You know what? I think there's a white nationalist Remainer out there.
White nationalist Remainer.
Yeah.
But then again, the immigration policy on the left, one of the reasons for leaving was it was a majority white immigration.
Well, that's it. There must be someone like that out there. Must be a white nationalist who's a Remainer who's saying, you know, what's the problem? All these people on
Yeah, but
white.
it's not nationalist. It's Eurofederalist then, I guess.
No. It can be white supremacist and.
Did I tell you the time? I think I found one because on Facebook I had someone who commented on one of my posts and said, "Why did you come over to our island and vote leave?" Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Why did you?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah,
Weird,
why did you
isn't it?
come to our island and vote leave? Yeah.
Ah. They obviously thought you weren't born here, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's because I think it's my name. That's why.
Yeah. They probably thought you were.
Yeah, yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
See, I was just saying, I came to this country with the Russians, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's weird, isn't it? I mean, that's what's so stupid, that I could, like Abby Cat is a fairly sort of Englishy name, I suppose.
Yeah.
And yet, in theory,
Yeah.
I could have been here less generations than you.
Yeah,
Quite
exactly.
easily, couldn't I?
Yeah.
All
How do
right.
they know? I mean, I could be Australian or New Zealand, couldn't I? With a name like that, or South African, or anything like that. In fact, I could be first generation. They wouldn't
Yeah.
know.
well,
But
well,
they just
well,
assume.
it said Richard Spencer is a white nationalist Remainer, and he's from the USA. So I think the EU can be reformed to preserve the white race.
Yeah, they're the ones I find odd too. I think I had one yesterday because I
Yeah.
had about 3 people followed me yesterday for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
And one of them, he's US and English, like he's Brexit and Trump, and
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, lots of Brexit cats are fanatically pro-Trump. But Welford said about Richard Spencer. I don't, maybe pro you then, but all I know is he's an ethnicist and all that. I never even heard him talk about the EU once.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bubblewrist is saying he thinks the EU can be reformed to preserve the white race.
Or maybe I've never heard him talk about the EU.
Well.
This is Richard Spencer,
Yeah.
not Bubblewrist himself.
Yeah. No, he's a he's a Dutch nationalist, but he's a
Yeah,
leave. So.
yeah, but he's saying that Richard Spencer is a white nationalist Remainer who thinks that the EU can be reformed to preserve the white race, and he's from the USA.
Yeah.
Apparently, but some of them, they seem to follow you from the US.
Yeah. No, I've got loads of Trump supporters follow me because I guess it's my image on my thing because I got across that EU flag.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get them follow me, and
Yeah.
they seem to like the Brexit thing. They seem very in favour of Brexit, but why they
Yeah.
actually want to? Yeah, I don't follow people that are just into American politics,
Yeah.
but they seem to follow us. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's weird because
Yeah,
I don't know, the cross that EU flag must attract a lot of them probably. But
yeah. Well,
it's
I've
the same with your
taken all
British flags, I
mine off
guess.
now.
British and Australian flags, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I've taken all those off now,
Hmm.
just to see if it made any difference, and I
Yeah.
can't say it does.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, exactly.
I still get a lot of odd people follow me,
Hmm.
and
That's,
it
it's
just
weird.
seems like you think, why did he follow? Why choose me?
Yeah.
Well, I get lots of right-wing tears on me.
Yeah, so do I. I got a few of them, like Gerard, Peter Anthony. He follows me as well.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
got so
yeah. I get Peter,
I got
Gerard.
I got someone called a cheddar woman for me. Now, is this a picture of Dan Abbott? The part that's the cheddar woman.
Cheddar woman.
Mm. And she follows
What?
him.
Cheddar woman. What?
It was just a picture of Dan Abbott.
Oh my god.
Yeah, did you see? I didn't watch David Dimbleby
Yeah.
this week, but apparently Diane Abbott was on there, and the audience was all. There was a post yesterday, but it only had a short clip,
Yeah.
and they something he didn't say, but she thought he did,
Yeah.
and that the audience was saying he didn't say that, and she kept saying he said blah blah blah. Did you see that?
No.
No, well, I'll try and find it later. I can't remember what it was about now, but it was like the whole audience was just all laughing. And it said it was because she completely got hold of the wrong end of the stick. And even when David Dimbleby pointed it out to her,
Oh,
she still
Chamchi's
didn't get
asking,
it.
can you join?
Yeah. I sent a link.
Oh, there you go. Oh, and Luke, it says Luke as well. Is Luke there?
Hi.
Who? Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
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 So you were talking about when I like, because you know when you like listen to it on YouTube and then you listen to it when you join, it's like there's like a minute, like latency. That's like latency, and it's a bit weird. So I'm just joining the conversation. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, at the moment, I'm just in GTA on a hillside.
Are you still talking about what's her face?
Diane
Abbott. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Diane Abbott because she was brilliant actually. Let's there was lots of shit flying at her, you know, after BBC QT. But rather than talk about Diane Abbott, let's talk about Chris Grayling, which is a much better kind of direction. Who's really can't use math or spreadsheets or anything.
Wasn't it about the renationalisation? He said we miscalculated.
He's had to renationalisation. Second time he's had to renationalisation the same fucking train line. And he's like, yeah, we just didn't do the figures right. And I'm just like,
and then they always bring that to Diane Abbott. Oh, she can't do the figures, you know.
Well, because Abbott.
Yeah, but then
she's left wing. She's pro carbon. No, she doesn't. When you hear you speak, you don't think she's very intelligent, but in reality, she really is. She makes mistakes.
Yeah, that's right.
The thing is, the media like to latch onto it and try to take her down. Now, it's a misconception that Abbott doesn't know math. So,
she was just.
she's one of the most competent Charlotte Current members actually.
And if you look at the interviewer was what was it, Nick Ferrari, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Nick Ferrari. Yeah, he's very right wing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's proper right, and he was picking holes in her the entire fucking time. He's such an asshole. But if you get a right wing guy on there, like Jacob Rees-Mogg or say Theresa May, he totally softballs them, and it does my head in.
Yeah, but that's what they do. That's what you saw with the election. You know, the sort of the debates, wasn't it? They gave Jeremy Corbyn a hard time, but they gave Theresa May an easy time, didn't they?
This is the media. This is all.
They all do that, don't they?
Yeah, this is all free media. I keep saying this. We don't have a free media. They're owned by the same people. They'll take the same line. Basically a propaganda arm of the government, attack arm of the establishment. They're meant to represent events, but they actually represent their own opinions. And basically crack down on anything else. Now, you can see this if you look at things like the Andrew Marr show. Always soft on the Tories. Always. Always hard on everything.
I know, right? He always softballs the Tories,
and if you look at
and he just lets them. They give these vague fucking answers to his questions, and he just lets them slide. But if it's Jeremy Corbyn or John McDonnell or whoever, he would never fucking
if it's like an anti-establishment sort of lefty or someone like that, then they give him a hard time.
It's completely ridiculous. Now, if you look at all these people, the whole right-wingers, they're all basically vote Tory, most of them.
They are Tories.
I still watch the Sunday show, the Richie Allen show.
I watched the Richie Allen show.
He basically tears them more to pieces for not letting sit by these people. So I recommend watching that because
Richie Allen's pretty good.
Yeah, he doesn't like Corbyn though. I think he's a bit of a sell.
Because I saw his video about the anti-Semitism. He said he sold out to the Zionists or something.
Yeah, he did say that. Well, yeah.
Silence.
Yeah. Well, not for them. The thing is, no matter what Comic does, they'll attack him still. He said what he wanted to say.
Yeah, and they're saying, oh, the anti-Semitism thing, like he's apologized, but they're saying, oh, he should apologize when he hasn't done anything, you know?
Well, yeah, and it went in there. But basically, this what people want to get rid of him. They don't like him. They want it's a political attack. They don't care.
Yeah, I mean that's why they always bring the Blairites on. You know, they say, you know, this is sort of who we stand with.
They're accused of being anti-Semites. This is a political attack. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, was it Israel who basically put like a £1 million bounty on him or something?
That was a rumor, but sort of by the Canary. I don't know much else about that. Yeah. So apparently they offered like $1 million to his own party MP to get rid of him. Ever since that, actually heated up the attacks.
But like I said before, like the people who are doing this anti-Semitism nonsense are all like Labour friends of Israel, so it doesn't surprise me.
Well, yeah. Why does an MP join a lobby organisation controlled by a foreign government?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah. Well, like, I just don't know. I think, right, I mean, who are we on the West to comment on kind of
lobbying foreign governments,
arguments in the Middle East? I mean, like, who are we to comment?
Yeah, but we've terrorized it for decades, you know.
Yeah, I know. The fact that we're arming one side and actually kind of if you pro one side, and then what's the opposite of that? You
anti.
You are, yeah, I know. You kind of anti, kind of, yeah. There has to be, like, honestly, there has to be a two-state solution somewhere, or at least there has to be a UN kind of DMZ through the middle.
Through, that won't work. That won't work at all. What? I don't think. Right, what it needs is be like a Northern Ireland style solution. It needs to be power sharing at the centers of territories. So look at Jerusalem. It needs to be actually jointly administered. Things like that. And, there needs to be free movement between both sides as well. It's a vague idea, but it needs to be some. This is what happened. Into the Hamas goes, and Netanyahu, or whatever it's pronounced his name, him and his lot go as well. You know, if you look at Israel, in itself, there's massive protests against the government there. What they've done. Like, even Israel's marched against it now. So you need to tear down those idiotic walls that Trump's apparently inspired about, and actually have two institutions actually power sharing over Jerusalem. And free movement between them, and that's a big area.
The fact that Trump said, "Oh yeah, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel," was that was a fucking shitstorm, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's why he did it, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, Israel was resurrected now. Israel, before it was founded, doesn't exist for over 2,500 years. And it only Israel, before the Romans conquered it, was basically around Jerusalem.
Yeah. But the thing was, they chose the wrong piece of land, really. It was put in the wrong place.
I don't blame the Israelis for having that piece of land at all. Okay? I mean, fair enough. They can have it. Right? But for fuck's sake, you know, at least have some respect for the people that were there before you. You know, you need to have some respect. You know, it's just like fucking Columbus and the Navajo Indians. You know,
Yeah.
You know, have some
Well,
respect.
Why should they have it?
Hmm?
Why should they have that piece of land when there were people there before?
Yeah, but they got it
Granted.
illegally, you know.
Look,
Oh
some
yeah,
of these people, some of these
Oh.
people have lived there for a couple of generations now, so if we forced them out, it'd be like repeating history in a sort of way. And
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I know,
there
but
is.
I'm going back to the beginning. Why should they have gone to, Tamchi said they should have that piece of land. He didn't mind them having it, but why?
There is an argument that that the Israelites were there, 2,000 years
Yeah,
ago.
but I
No.
agree about this.
Stop that. Right. The Jewish population of Europe didn't descend from Israel. It came from the Khazars, which were a nomadic tribe in Central Asia, which converted to Judaism.
Mm.
The actual Jewish, the actual Israelites were people who continued to live there, well, remained practicing Judaism. The literally nomadic tribe that migrated to Europe that converted to Judaism, and that's why there was a high Jewish population in Eastern Europe, because that's where nomadic tribes actually moved into and invaded. Look it up, actually. Look up the Khazars.
Yeah. It was our fault, really, for letting them settle there.
Yeah, Balfour Declaration.
Well, no. Hang on. Whoa. What do you mean it's our fault for just letting them settle there? No, it was genocide, mate. It was fucking genocide. What are you talking about?
No. We had petition there, and we sent. I mean, there were our troops, our national service troops, were over in Palestine.
No. There's always been a Jewish population there. Always been.
Yeah. But I'm going back to the 40s
right, okay.
It's been there
Okay.
for centuries.
And the Ottomans, right? Ottomans also encouraged migration there. It's not about Jewish people. It's about people using the Zionism as a political tool to control controversy and atrocities over there, and to
but we should have been a better solution.
So I thought that Israel was created post genocide, Nazi genocide.
It was sort of proposed before World War II.
About 1946.
It was created.
Oh my god!
It was created in 1947.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
There was migration to the region for years. Now, in the Balfour Declaration, it was broken after the creation of Israel. The reason it was because it guaranteed the complete rights of the Palestinians that currently live there. And what happened with the creation of Israel is that over about 3 million Palestinians are now became refugees outside the country. And now they're part of Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan. Over 3 million over years were forced out. Now, at the creation, when it became independent, I did about Israel history, and about 200,000, 300,000 fled and were forced out of the homes.
Yeah.
Many went to Lebanon and Jordan.
Yeah, but we set up there was the Palestinian police force, which was people buying the British.
Yeah.
And we just let them. Well, I don't know. There was no really good diplomacy, and there should have been. They should have settled it once for all in the 40s when they had the chance, but it all got too hard again. And that's where I think it all stems from, really. They might hark back further when they happen to feel like it, but the 1940s were
first they came for the socialists, isn't it? So we were the first on the cutting board. We were the first. What do you Abby? right? What do you think about the? So there are two sides to this, right? And the first thing is that the Labour Party is not strict enough on being against
anti-Semitism, for want of a better word.
Yeah, but the other side of it is that they're not pro-Israel enough, you know, because I mean, case in point is being, if you're a member of a pro-Palestinian side, for instance, then you seem to be labelled as an anti-Semite.
Oh yeah, Corbyn is Labour for Palestine, actually.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm quite anti. I'm not anti-Jewish people at all, but I'm anti the state of Israel.
Same here.
Because, you know,
their foreign policy is real bollocks, mate. I mean, we've seen it. It's a fucking massacre last Monday. Absolute fucking massacre.
But they've been doing this for decades.
You look at how they use Mossad over the years. It's their own private liquidation team. You know, they've used them. They're the most efficient secret service probably out.
Yeah.
You know, and all this anti-Semitism thing.
Yeah, it's just it's like how you know when people use the race card, it's just like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think if you've got a Jewish person there and you're being nasty about the Jewish person, then that is being anti-Semitic in a way, but you're really being, let's call it what it is, you're being anti-Jewish, you're being anti that person.
Yeah.
But if you're saying, I hate the state of Israel, why not? You know, it's like saying, oh, I don't like Finland or whatever.
Your Daily Mail reader doesn't know the difference, surely.
Well, they know the difference between Jewish and between a government of Israel, I think. I think it's too simplistic to say they don't know.
That's the reach, I think. I think that's definitely a reach. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, look, to be honest, I'm just saying it from my own personal experience, right?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking stupid sometimes. So, you know, I definitely think, yeah, that's a reach. Yeah.
Well, I think they use the term anti-Semitism too much because it's ambiguous. But if you're saying Israel, people think of a country. They don't think of
people.
Jews.
Yeah, but they try and put the two terms together to, you know, silence criticism. You know?
Well, it's used as a big stick. You know, you're anti-Semitic, but actually you're either racist and being nasty about Jewish people, or you're being critical of Israel.
Look,
and I can't see anything wrong with being critical of a state.
Look, this is the thing. This has been used as a political attack. Now, the actual Semites are a very small minority, and they're virtually non-existent in Labour, actually. The case of Ken Livingstone, people say he's anti-Semitic. Now, he actually told everyone a historical fact that I learned about in a lecture at university. And people say that's anti-Semitic because he's talking about historical facts. That there was an agreement between Hitler encouraged the Jewish population to leave Germany at all means in the 1930s, and that includes to Palestine. And when President Nixon talks about this, saying Hitler's a Zionist, that's nonsense. He never said that. And this is the thing: historical facts being anti-Semitic now.
Yeah, I mean, I think people, on the whole, aren't critical of Jews nowadays. They're critical of Israel.
Yeah.
You know, and there's more people in Labour that are pro-Israel and that are racist against the Palestinians
I mean,
Then
like,
they're
No,
ever
I
the
would
other
disagree
way.
with that. I would disagree with that. I think more people pro-Palestine rather than, and
no,
they're
well, I mean,
anti-Zionist.
amongst
Yeah,
like
no, I'm
the
not.
MPs, I meant.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
right. Okay.
saying they're.
Okay. I
Yeah,
feel that.
I'm not saying they're not pro
Mhm.
Palestine, but I'm saying the racism or the anti something is more anti Palestine than it is anti
Yeah.
Israel, anti Jewish.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, I don't often hear people criticising the Jews,
Yeah.
but you hear people criticising the Palestinians.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
put,
mate. I'm sorry. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I put something about the Havar agreement. That's what it was called, and
Yeah.
the Khazars, which are two interesting subjects about this.
Yeah.
All this is real shame because there's atrocities being committed in Israel, or you call it Palestine, but it gives what it ultimately does. It gives Jewish people a bad name in the views of some people.
Oh yeah.
And it's a real shame because what these events don't represent is the Jewish people. They're actually victims of this because some idiots are taking these things out on them, and this is why I got this, and it's partly why I got anti-Semitism debate and why it's so big.
Oh yeah.
And it's real because if you look at history, they're always got it when someone was going wrong as a scapegoat, and this is why it's the whole situation is so sensitive. Because you look at history, they always blame the Jews. And there's the Black Death, they blame the Jews. If there's a witch, the Jews must have meant in a witch. If there's a famine, it must be the Jews. This has always been, and it's a real shame because people are blaming this on Jewish people. Oh, sorry.
Did she wear the same as a duck? You know, if you weigh a witch and a duck, or wood and a witch, you know, which one is heavier? If she weighs the same as a duck, then it's definitely a witch, and it's a fat cop. You know?
Yeah. That's partly because the Jews were forced out of so many places, and they were often newcomers in districts, and therefore, if they went into a new district and there were problems, they were the ones that get the blame.
Exactly right.
Yeah, they always got the blame that the gypsies actually. It's the same sort of thing.
Guys, I just need to pop out and go to the shops quickly, so you guys still be online or?
You've gone funny.
I was still here for a while.
Yeah, all right. I might rejoin actually. All right, see you in about half an hour to 40 minutes ish.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Yeah. What I was saying is it's unfortunate because they always got to play with everything, and now those old affiliates are at risk of resurfacing to some extent.
Yeah, but I just think within Parliament that there seems to be this, finger pointing anti-Semitism, but nobody actually seems to actually give facts that I can see. I mean, maybe they are behind the scenes.
Well, this is the thing. If there is anti-Semitism within the Labour Party, then let's deal with it on a case-by-case basis, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So give us a case of anti-Semitism, please, and then we can deal with it, right? But there isn't any, really, is there?
Well, if you look on social media, most of the complaints about people being very aggressive towards the actions of Israel, and people being conspiracy theories involving the Rothschilds. There's a minority of actual anti-Semitic cases now, things like Holocaust now, and
I think
which are in the minority, but most of the cases are to do with criticizing Israel or conspiracy theories about the Rothschilds.
Well, I've seen a few sort of MPs, the female MPs, and that are especially have been saying they've had anti-Semitic or anti-Semitical remarks made sort of at CLPs and things like that, but they don't actually, nobody ever seems to say this was said, this is what happened, it was anti-Semitic. You know, they don't seem to just lay out the facts.
Yeah, exactly right. It's there is definitely a missing you know, there are no facts. Yet on the other side of the aisle, you know, there is actual racist legislation, you know, where people are being deported through racist legislation.
He's ID from the media because the media is selective. Now, it ignores actual racism, which is really frustrating. And always focus on the opposition that threatens. You know, they don't talk about the day storm very often, do they? And it's because of all this controversy actually that Daily Storm, as a joke, endorsed Jerry Corbyn. They did it as a joke because all this accusations, even they think it's nonsense.
Yeah, but don't you think sometimes it's that it's because it is Israel and the Jewish problem or the Palestinian problem, that if people complain about that more than they would, say, the Windrush generation, it just sort of makes bigger headlines and people take more. Maybe because it's on the world scale as opposed to just a local problem.
I really don't know, but
you're supposed to like know everything, though. Like,
because it's hard to get head around anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. That's why.
There is no anti-Semitism.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to get rid around. It's hard to get rid around what you're trying to say, but what anti-Semitism we're talking about is, I said this now. It's because theory is about Rothschilds and about Israel. That's it. There's I heard one or two stories about Holocaust now and actual anti-Semitic remarks, but almost all the cases actually about Israel and what conspiracy theories.
But I mean, nobody. Why doesn't somebody on MSM or someone sit down, or even in the Labour Party, and say, you know, get a spreadsheet?
They won't do that. They won't do that because it's their key to power, isn't it? Especially if you're looking at, you know, your Owen Smith,
trying to get rid of Corbyn.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the chicken coop people. You know, so you know, why would you just let them do it? And that they also are the same people that reinforce the idea that, you know, there is an anti-Semitic problem. Of course, there's no fucking anti-Semitic problem in the Labour Party. There's a racist problem in the fucking country, granted, but then let's address this as a country, for fuck's sake.
But then if it's against Corbyn, it's in his interests to disprove it. Why doesn't he, or you know, one of his researchers or someone sit down and really sort of quantify it? Because he's had, everyone says, oh, we've complained to Jeremy, we've done this. If he's had every complaint, why doesn't he document it?
I think most of it's nonsense, that's why.
But so you say that's nonsense because nobody will believe you, whereas if you've got it all set out and you can say, right, this is what they're saying, blah, 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 can't you?
Yeah. It's well, what Corbyn? I think Chapter's gone now. What Corbyn needs to do is basically say, put his foot down and say, Labour is not anti-Semitic party. I'm not. Everyone's broken, and that's
Yeah.
it. That's all you need to do. Literally,
Yeah.
say if you abuse anyone, no, you're out. That's it.
Yeah.
End of it.
And if they're not, then prove it. You know, it's nobody seems to want to actually discuss detail as far as I can see.
When Common goes to the Jewish groups talk about this issue,
Yeah.
they always like say he's not good enough, even though he said, "Oh, anti is wrong," because obviously it is, and obviously it's abhorrent. He says that to him, says he needs to do more, and they just keep rejecting him. So I'm just thinking, like, is it really to do with that, or is it to do with a political thing, or is it to do with maybe because he wants to recognise Palestine?
What? So you think he's using it so that they can recognise Palestine?
Well, I think they're using it as a tool, to get out, to bring them down. Now, what divides people more than racism? But there's actually some polls by YouGov that suggested that there's more anti-Semitism in the Conservative Party.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of anti-Semitism in the country. Actually, I don't think there is.
Well, it probably isn't in as well.
You know,
The Jewish population.
Yeah,
Jewish population in this country is really low as well.
Yeah, I don't know that there is
so
in
odd.
the political.
You know, no one has any reason about Semitic unless some idiots on the fringes who think Israel synonymous with Jewish people, or who are scared and thinks Jews will control the money. But
yeah,
other than that, who's really anti-Semitic? Who?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it on Twitter or on parliamentary questions or anywhere like that on the Conservative side anymore than I've seen it on the Labour side, you know, not openly. So I don't know that there is actually a big problem, or is it all something that's just been drummed up? I think there's a far more. Hey, you think it has?
It's been drummed up.
Yeah, that's what I think it has. I can't see. I don't know. I just nobody seems to actually know the facts of it. They all keep saying he's anti-Semitic. Yeah, there's anti-Semitism in the Labour Party, but nobody actually, or they say, "Oh, look at poor," you know, whatever.
If you read the Chakrabarti report, basically she suggests that people are not being. It's not really much anti-Semitism, but people are not being diplomatic by criticising Israel.
Yeah,
she suggests that most cases are things about that.
Yeah, I think Israel is a far bigger problem than anti-Semitism.
Well, look, it's not Israel's a problem. It's just what the country is doing currently.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should say the Israeli government is the problem.
The problem is that it's nothing. It shouldn't be nothing to do with Jewish people. It has nothing to do with it. No, it's more. Actually, the one state, which is maybe a bit rogue. It's all a shame. It's been used this way, and
I know. I think it's. Well, I don't know.
And I think it's done on purpose to divide and rule.
But it probably isn't. It's probably all an excuse to drum up tension in the Middle East, isn't it?
Oh, that as well. If you look at some conspiracy theories, like David Dyke, he's convinced that what we're trying to do is actually start a world war out of Israel, which is.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that was.
If you look at the conflict between Israel and Iran lately, it makes you think about that prospect.
Well, the thing is, what does Israel, or not Israeli people, but what does the Israeli government want they presumably want the Arabs to disappear out of Jerusalem.
Perhaps they want a little ethno state there. If you look at the Ethiopian Jews, they treat them like second class citizens. Because they're the black Jews from Ethiopia. They sterilize them. The police are quite brutal on them. So I think the argument they want ethno state is quite valid, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they would be more than happy if they could force the Palestinians to move out of the area.
Jack James said, do you remember when they called Bernie Sanders anti-Semitic? I do as well, even though he's Jewish. Do you remember when they called Bernie Sanders anti-Semitic?
No.
Which they did. It's ridiculous. If you don't know, Bernie Sanders is actually Jewish.
Yeah, I don't remember that. When was it? A long time ago?
Oh, it was when China went to president against Clinton, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Bubble, this is right. Anti-Semitism is a stupid and unuseful word. It doesn't mean anything, does it? You know, you're either being...
It's what's a Semite? It's anyone speaking Semitic language, which includes Arabs, Ethiopians, Somalis, things like that. Maltese.
Yeah, but say you didn't have... There wasn't such a word as anti-Semitism. What would they be accusing Jeremy Corbyn of?
I don't know. They're accusing all sorts of...
Yeah, but in this particular instance, because there doesn't seem, he doesn't seem to have said, I hate Jewish people. That would be anti-Semitic, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be, but he hasn't said that.
No, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't said that. So what do they think he's done?
Well, nothing. He's just scared of him. It would be a bit out of the IRA if it wasn't for anti-Semitism or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they seem to be accusing him more of lack of action than anything.
Well, yeah.
But action on exactly what? They don't seem to be able to quantify.
Well, she seemed to once Kevin Wilson kicked out. That's all most of them want.
So that was in the primary against Clinton. So when was that? When were the primaries against Clinton?
That was before the election, before Clinton became the candidate. It was Clinton versus Bernie Sanders.
What year would that have been?
Oh, that was like 2016, 2015 ish.
Right.
That's when they rigged it against Bernie Sanders.
Right. Yeah. Well, because Jack was just saying it was in the primary against Clinton, and now he said it's 2016, same as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's obviously a good term to throw around, probably because nobody really understands it. So they can't argue that they're not.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, I might pop off for a while. I might come back or I might not.
Well, I'll probably end it if it's me.
Yeah, because I've got to go in.
I know Lou Left's coming back. I know Angels is talking about Johnny whenever she.
She probably sat down the Euro tunnel.
Oh yeah, they're probably demolished because of Brexit now.
Yeah, yeah, they're probably not letting them through. It's all the lorries queued up waiting to get through.
Oh yeah, no. Well, probably have one of the trains and basically blocking up the exit.
Yeah, funny enough, that's something they haven't really said much about is the tunnel, have they? They haven't sort of said, oh, well, the tunnel's going to be blocked if we finish the EU.
I don't know. Boris Johnson wants to build a bridge now. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. There's tunnels between sovereign nations across the world. There's tunnels in between what was it now?
What was that?
Between was it Singapore, Malaysia, and places like that.
What, to get from one to the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of places like that, but
There's tunnels, there's bridges between sovereign nations.
it's a wonder they haven't threatened to block the tunnel.
Well, yeah, because you know they lose money.
Well, I know, but knowing what they've been like, you think they'd all be saying, "Oh, well, when we go to Brexit, they'll be shutting up the tunnel. You won't be able to go through there."
Yeah, there will
Yeah,
be queues of trains for miles on end
yeah,
at customs. Now there will be additional customs border at the train station. It'd be like going on a plane to like America. It won't be won't
no,
be anything else.
it won't make a blind bit difference as far as
No.
travel. It might take an extra few minutes going through customs, and it'll be a 9-minute wonder anyway. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's in nobody's interest, is it? Theirs or ours to make it difficult, because being diplomats and that, they're more likely to be the ones doing the travelling for a start. So they're not going to make it too hard to get through, are they?
No, they won't.
Jack says
They'll affect it.
Jack says there's over 50 definitions of anti-Semitism. No
Oh,
wonder nobody knows what anyone's done then.
I think that's why it's so confusing.
Yeah, I think they should just ban the word from Parliament.
But well, just say this: treat everyone with respect. Everyone's equal. Doesn't matter what religion or ethnic group they are, and that's it.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean,
Jewish people are brothers and sisters. They're just like us in every way.
yeah. I mean, what
I get
difference
that.
does it make, for heaven's sake? It doesn't, does it? You know, I mean, I've worked with Jewish people. I've been to school with Jewish people. No different than going to school or work with a Catholic or
Yeah,
it's just no different.
this is why the basically put up this tensions to divide and rule. That's what they're doing. Divide and rule the left. So they can
Yeah,
get support for like a check on number leadership bid.
yeah. Well, it's probably him stirring it up. I wouldn't put it past him.
It is him. No,
I
he's one
reckon
of the
the
first.
party, the
He's one of
party
the
would
first
be
MPs
downside
to.
better if they got rid of him.
Yeah, of
I've
course.
never known more diversive. I mean, honestly don't know how he manages to stay in the party.
I don't know. He
He's just
manages it though. He's popular among the moderates. It's to kick him out. They probably go with him.
well, good luck to them. Shame they don't.
Yeah, but
Be one way of getting back to old Labour, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Anyway, I better go because I've got to wash up and
All right.
one thing or another. And I shall either talk to you later or tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, thanks for the chat.
Bye.
Bye.
So probably just me, yeah. So if there's anyone want to join, I'll stay. But if no one's going to join, I'll probably end it here. So what I'll do is put the link in. All right, Jack James, enjoy yourself at the program. From the looks of it, I'll end it here because I don't know when the new left's coming back, and it just probably stuck in the space-time continuum. So I'll also buy and I'll end it about now.